Yo, salute everyone. Salute. What's good, everybody? Knicks Real Talk. After the smoke clears, the trade deadline talk, deal or no deal. No deal went on for the Knicks. We're gonna get into it, break it down with everybody, man. I'm quite sure we got a lot of people disappointed that we didn't make no move today, man. But we just gonna get and talk about it, man. And let all the emotions run wild if you want to, man. I understand everything about it. But anyway, man, big day today in the NBA, trading deadline. When it went past at 3 o'clock, people made moves. Knicks did not make any moves whatsoever. So I think they stand in pack for now. So we just got to sit down and talk about it and see what the next move is going to be. We get into it and break it all down. Hope everybody had a good day, other than maybe the disappointment from not getting no deals done. So it's some positive and negative. Good thing we didn't lose Cam Reddish, nothing like that. So that's a good thing. We wish we would have got rid of. I wanted to get rid of some of these vets that we had to give us our young guys a chance to get in here and get a little bit more shine. After coming off what happened in the Denver the other day, man, R.J. Barrett went down in the last minute. I know everybody was disappointed about that as well. It just wasn't a good feeling overall today, but we just got to look at something maybe on the positive side that we didn't lose. Got none of the young guys. That's a good thing. We didn't lose none of them guys, man. But they was wheeling and dealing out there. Unfortunately, the Knicks didn't wheel and deal. So we're going to really get into it, man. Salute to Will. Will, I know that was a disappointing game in Denver, man, the way it ended, but I hope you had a good time while you was there anyway. And all that good stuff, man. We were thinking about you, and I was looking in the audience to see what you in there, but it was just so many people I couldn't really see where you was at. But I hope you enjoyed the game, though. But yeah, man. Salute to everybody, man. Salute to Cash Out. Salute to my man Extension. Bad Boy for Life. Salute to you. Yeah, man. It's a little bit disappointing because we didn't make no moves. You're right, JW. We did nothing. We did nothing whatsoever, man. We didn't make any moves. We just kind of stood packed. They had some deals on the table. With the Lakers, but that didn't go through, and so it was pretty tough, man. I was hoping that we at least freed up some roster spots, like I said, to get a young guy some chance to play. I'm glad that they didn't trade none of the young guys. That's about one of the positive things that came out of the deal. That everybody was talking about Cam Reddish might be gone, this person might be gone, but they didn't trade none of our team. Tiz in the pregame today, shooting around said he liked the team that he got, so we gonna have to roll with that, man. But yeah, it's a pretty tough call there. I was on Twitter all day, man. I was literally glued to my seat. I didn't get too much accomplished today because I'm busy trying to see what the Knicks gonna do. If they're gonna make it all the way up to the 3 o'clock hour, man. But nothing came to fruition, and it is what it is. Yeah, you ain't kidding. Yeah, you ain't kidding. Will, we did, man. The Knicks just didn't happen, man. I just thought they didn't have it after that second quarter, man. But they went in there and tried. That's all they can do. But like I said, it's kind of like it is disappointing in a sense, man, because I thought that maybe we can get Burks, maybe Kemba Walker, a couple of them guys out of here, man. Even if we didn't do nothing, but at least free up some space. You know what I mean? Free up some space to be able to get the young guys some chance to get some more burn. But the Lakers look like they were going to hold on to him. Essentially, they're going to wait till the offseason to deal with Russell Westbrook. But they did try. They did call the Knicks about it. Knicks didn't want to make the move. It's kind of disappointing. But it is, man. We just got to keep pressing, keep moving on. And it's now the only thing we can hope for now is the buyout market. But hopefully we can kind of get the spirits up. JW, man. You know what? Like I said, I'm disappointed we didn't do nothing. But at the end of the day, we didn't give up nothing either, except for maybe none of the one that we wanted to stay here. That's a good thing. We didn't make no dumb, irrational move that got rid of Cam Reddish because they were talking about him going to the Lakers. So I'm glad that didn't happen. You know what I mean? I'm glad we still got Obi Toppin and all the young guys. They didn't mortgage the future just to get somebody in here who Lord knows they're going to be here or not. So other than that, I got to take that one positive thing out of it, man. But, I'm just disappointed that, we didn't do something to make this team a little better. But, open up some free roster spots. But it is what it is. We just got to go ahead with it. You guys, I understand how you guys feel in real talk, man. So I'm not expecting anybody to feeling good today. Yeah, JW, it is tough. It really is, man, because, then I wondered did anybody want our stuff. I think other than that Laker did it, but that fell apart though. Early this morning, that three-way deal with the Lakers and Allen Burks on them, that fell apart. Why I don't know why it fell apart, but it seemed like that fell apart. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was on the Knicks end or is on the other end. Yeah, me too, Will. And that's another thing that like some of them guys that they could have got, they wasn't gonna really move the needle for us. Like the Schroeders and them guys like that and Dragic, they wasn't gonna move the needle. So what I think the Knicks do is here's the only good thing about it. We only got like 20 something games that we're gonna fight for the play-in and see what happens. But I do know that going into next year, a lot of them contracts that we got now will be even more easier to move next year. So let's hope that that's what the Knicks is banking on. I think they maybe just figured they know what we stand pack, either check out something in the buy-in and the buyout market, and maybe just stand pack with the team they got into the summer. You know what I mean? And then now on contracts is 1 year off the books, it becomes easier to move. Maybe that might be their whole game plan is let's roll what we got. The season only about a couple of months away, it'd be over unless we find a way to get in this play-in and make some noise. But other than that, I think they might just say, let's just stand pack, and they couldn't get a deal done. And I don't know if it's only on the Knicks only. It might be the other teams might not want what we had. Who knows? But, so I'm hoping that, they get these young guys in there, JW and Will and everybody, give them a chance to get some burn and cash out and just develop these guys, man. Fight for the play-in. Obviously, they feel like they got a decent team here. Yeah, you're right, though. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100% on that one. Yeah, absolutely, Will, and that's what's so crazy. So I'm hoping next, the good thing about it, Will, you know what, and going into free agency next year, Alex Burks' contract is expiring, Noel's is expiring, Kimmons is expiring. You know what I mean, and you might can do a Fournier deal or even a Julius Randle deal. So maybe it made sense, to just get into that. Yeah, you're right. And the Lakers can't afford to give up no draft picks. It seems like they don't have nothing going anyway. They don't got too much going. But it was interesting though. You still got the buyout coming up, and we'll see who's all going to be on the buyout, because I do think that you got guys that's going to get bought out. They even talking about buying out Dragic, Gordon Dragic. San Antonio going to buy him out. So I can see that. Salute my man Tim. Salute. Yeah. Better no deal than a bad deal. Absolutely. Yeah, it is disappointing, but I agree with you on that one, Tim. Better than no deal than a bad deal. And I think they will make some all-season moves. I guarantee you could book that, man. I think they're just trying to play it out to see how it go. Like I said, the good thing about it, hey, that's 1 year removed off the book for all them guys. So, a lot of them guys only got 1 year deals, and they'll be expiring because a lot of them got team options. So you basically could say going into 2022-23, we have some flexibility on some deals because they all buyout. I mean, they all expiring for real. So that's about the good thing, though. Are they fully guaranteed? I thought that was. I thought they was a will. I thought they was 2 years with a team option on the third year. Double check that and make sure. I could have sworn that Noel and Burks was 2 years, and that last year was a team option. But I had to look at it as well, man. But at least I thought it was, man, because I couldn't see why the Knicks would have did that. You know what I mean? Yeah, the AJW, and that's another thing that's out there too. John Wall. I mean, they might buy Schroeder out. I mean, they might buy a lot of them guys out, man. A lot of them guys might not even stay on the team that they on. Just due to the fact they just want to get them off the books and get the caps cleared. Then them guys might not play for some of them teams. I don't know what Dennis Schroeder can do down there. I know they're already away of Enes Freedom down there already in Houston, so he's going. So they got rid of his contract already. So Schroeder, I don't know if he plays the rest of the year with them or they buy him out as well or waive him at the day. He only got a $5 million contract. Dragic, I know San Antonio definitely going to do that. He's going to try to probably get to a contender. And you got to watch out for the Lakers too. He might go out to LA. You never know. Or he might go back down to Miami. You know what I mean? You just never know how that thing might pan out. And he had been playing anyway just about all year. So he pretty much considered healthy because he haven't been playing. But yeah, man, overall, the clock strike 12. We didn't make no move, so we just got to see how this organization going to handle this stuff moving forward and see where this thing take us. You know what I mean? Because I really was disappointed about that we didn't make a move. I really didn't. I just thought that I thought we were going to just free up some spots, man. But what it seems like to me, I think with these 20-something games left, let the Knicks go and try to fight to get in there. I don't know when RJ coming back. I know he probably won't be on the road trip. He probably missed the game in Portland. Then he probably wound up playing back at the Garden. It wasn't nothing severe about it. This was a sprain. But overall, I do think that it would just, it's like I said, disappointing. But what's next for the Knicks? For me, I just think that we just gotta get ready to go into the buyout market if we feel that we're going to compete. But if you guys tell me, do you think we need to do something in the buyout market on JW, you guys, or you think we should just roll with what we got? And if we don't think we're going to be able to get in this play-in, which we probably like 2.5 games out, 2 games out of that final spot. We got a chance to get there, but I don't know if we will get there because the way it looks like Washington, they Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean, Will. So it's not. Yeah, I'm glad. That's all understandable, brother. That things happen, but that's what I'm thinking, Will. That maybe that's what they're looking at. They said, well, you know what? They go into next year. They can get, that's aspiring for them guys, man. They might just say just hold on to the Noel and them and just get rid of them in the summer. Teams who trying to do something take them contract because they be one that to be the last year left on it. And so I think that's not a bad move. Then you think about, I don't know what they're going to do with the Julius Randle and Evan Fournier or what they're going to do. I know they hired my man from the ex consultant for the Timberwolves. Now he's down with us. After he took over for Tom Thibodeau when Tom Thibodeau left that organization. But from what I hear, he pretty good savvy dude. He got a good rapport with a lot of them Timberwolves guys. He made a lot of good moves down there. I was looking at his resume and what he did down in Minnesota. So they brought him aboard. Maybe that's just something that they say, when we go into the offseason, we got some more brain power to help us wheel and deal and get it popping. And I think I would be good with that. I do think that they can find a way to salvage this thing, man. So maybe they just think like, you know what, we couldn't get a deal done. Roll with what we got. Try to fight for this play-in. And if they get in there, then you never know. You just never know. You know what I mean? The team looked like they were playing some good basketball. Obviously, the road trip was disaster. 3 games on 4 nights, 2 cities, high altitude. So I get it, man. It was pretty tough, this road trip, man. But I think that's why I do think so too, JW. I do think we get some better deals this summer, and it's a big free agent class, man. So, and let's say a lot of teams out there that's going to be in the playoffs wind up like the Lakers and a lot of the other teams. If they don't pan out well, they're going to be looking to get rid of contracts and all that, or looking to take on contracts to get rid of players. So I think that's a good thing too, because I do think that can happen. And I'm glad they didn't do that, make no bad moves like you and Will said, JW. I'm glad the Knicks didn't make no bad moves. I'm really glad that they if you ain't gonna get a good move, don't make none. You know what I mean? And I'm really glad they didn't get rid of Cam Reddish, because that was out there. I mean, that was out there. I'm glad that they stayed packed with that young man. And I really am. So, you're going to get to see him play because RJ out tonight. Grimes will be back tonight. So you get him play a lot. He get a lot of minutes tonight. And that's good. We got the whole season to evaluate these guys, let them get better, evaluate them, and see what they're going to do with these guys moving forward. So it's kind of a good thing. It could be a blessing in disguise, to be honest with you. It could be a blessing that we didn't make no moves, and just stood pat, because sometimes the best move is no move at all. But I thought I would love to see, like I said, seeing something where you free up some minutes. But now with the injuries going down, I do think you're going to see these guys play a little bit. Yeah, I agree with you as well, man. I think that's why I'm happy, JW, that they didn't wheel and deal, because they would have lost Cam Reddish, man. I'd be like, man. And the man didn't even get an opportunity. My concern was with that as well was like, well, Atlanta traded him or we traded him. Maybe they didn't see that we not what he think he was. So in a way, I'm glad. Salute to my man Shop Howard, my brother. I know you out there grinding, man. And I definitely see you later on. If not now, we'll see you on the night show tonight on the stream for the pregame tonight. Yeah, man. So I'm kind of glad that they didn't lose Cam Reddish. And I'm glad they didn't lose none of them young guys, man. I'm really happy about that, because I just didn't want to see them guys didn't get a chance to prosper here. I like the way them guys were playing in Denver the other night. Granted, it was tough, but they played good, man. And I was glad to see that Tibb did his thing and gave them guys the minutes he gave them. And just that, unfortunately, when we thought we was going to get back in the game, obviously we brought RJ back in because he wasn't in the whole fourth quarter, man. And he just happened to step on somebody's foot. you know, and so I mean, it was just not a good night overall. But yeah, I guess it's looking that way, man. You know what? That's a tough situation too, man, with the Tibbs thing. Um, oh man, Shop Powell, I did send you the link, man. I thought you got it, brother. Let me send you it again. My bad. Yeah, man. But other than that, you know, we just got to keep it moving, man. And I hope that we can rebound off this here. But here's the thing that I'm concerned about with the Tibbs thing. For me, what I'm concerned about is we fire Tibbs now. You know, we kind of repeating the same thing, man. The same exact thing when it comes to these coaches. You know, and that's my only concern about that right there is that if we get rid of Tibbs, we kind of going back to the same model, man. Every 2 years we firing coaches and things of that nature. That's about my only gripe with that. But other than that, you know, we let the front office see how they gonna do with the Tibbs thing. You know what I mean? But it's definitely was a heartbreaker today. I'm not gonna say that much, but and I got my man Shop Howell in the building with me, man. Me and he get a pop. Shop Howell was good, brother.
What's going down, Devon? Salute to you. Salute to the chat.
Salute,
Let's
yeah,
get
yeah.
it.
A little bit of down, let Debbie down a little bit. Nixon didn't make no trades, you know. It's a little tough today, man. You know how it go.
I'm a little the word I'm trying to figure out is like deflated. I'm a little deflated. I mean, we was hoping for some things to go on and stuff like that. Things didn't go on. It's also a possibility of what we could still see. We could probably sit Burks or sit Kimball or something like that. But I'm a little deflated today. I've been seeing a lot of everybody online and all the Knicks creators and stuff like that. Yeah, I understand, man. The ranting and raving, man. I understand a little bit. We should
Exactly.
have did something and stuff like that. But take this into consideration, man. As I watched a lot of these things out there, the Knicks were pursuing things. They were looking to try to make things, and more than likely, two reasons why the some things didn't go through because of the picks we were offering, or that they wanted a lot of our young players. So
Mm-hmm.
take that into consideration, Nick Nation, man. A lot of these deals out of here might have been IQ, might have been OB, might have been like Cam Reddish, might have been RJ. Some of our yes, Deuce McBride. Some of these guys might have been some of the building blocks that the other teams wanted from us instead of Burks, instead of Kimba, instead of Noel, those picks instead of Fournier, and for all different type of reasons. So let's just stay optimistic, man. We still got our young core. Remember, we still got like 7 to 9 players that's still around 23-ish or something like that. And we still got some things that we could do next year, man. And a big thing that I found out uh watching a lot of stuff. Next year, after this year, all those contracts that we just talked about are all expiring.
Yes, it is.
So by next year, let's see what happens by the end of the year. Hopefully, Tibbs get some of these young guys out there tonight and play some McBride and stuff like that, and we can, it's heartbreaking. But I'm a Knicks fan, man. I've been a Knicks fan since
Peon.
since forever. I've been a Knicks fan since my man from Brooklyn doing his thing over there. So I mean, what can you do, man? One thing I just want to say is I'm glad that they didn't sell the farm, sell all their picks, and do all that stuff that we had done before to get one or two people over here, and they probably wouldn't stay the rest of next year, stuff like that. So that the outlook for me, I'm deflated, man. I'm like, oh man, but
Mhm.
overall, we still got our young core that we all scream about. So let's see what
Mhm.
happens.
Yeah, yeah, real talk, Sharp House. That's how I feel the same way. It's like, you know what? Yeah, I wanted to make moves, but sometimes no moves is not a bad thing. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that we didn't give. I'm glad that Cam Reddish thing didn't go down. Like we going into next year, like you said, with a bunch of expiring contracts, at least 3 or 4 of them. You still got a chance to now see the good thing about that. Now Fournier deal is really only 2 years now after this year. 36 million is supposed to 3 years, 54 million. So going into next year, he gonna have a nice contract to move. You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing per se if you look at the whole totality of it, because Durant, we only got about what, 28 games, 25, whatever. The season is pretty much almost over. You know what I mean? And you still got a chance to get in the play-in. And maybe that might have been they mindset. Listen, but we still got a chance to get in this play-in. And even on the last couple of road trip games, we've been playing good. We've been playing
Very good. Yep.
Yeah, we've been playing good. We just couldn't get over the hump because of maybe 3 games or 4 nights, the high altitude, and and stuff like that. But overall, look at Julius Randle last game, 30 points. He's been knocking it down, doing his thing. Unfortunately, with the RJ situation, we know that we hated that happened, but
Yeah. Oh my
we hated
gosh.
that happen. But and I get it. You down 13 with 4 minutes left. You thought you could make a run, so you tried to put him back in there to make a run. And unfortunately, the man stepped on somebody's foot. You know what I mean? These are the breaks. You know what I mean? But and then Tibbs got to own that one. But and like I said again, I was looking at an interesting quote in Toronto. Somebody was putting out there in Toronto. All 5 of Toronto starters play like 38 minutes a game, but they fifth in the East too. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, it's tough, man. Tibbs in a tough situation. So I do get how people feel about Tibbs right now. But I just think that I think we just not get too carried away, because like I said, Tibbs, Mike Woodson, Pat Riley, and Jeff Van Gundy, the only 4 coaches that got winning over 500 winning percentage. Nobody else. All the coaches we recycled in and out, him, Van Gundy, Pat Riley, and Woodson, the only ones over 500 playing winning basketball. But it's tough, man. I know the jury is out on him. You know what I mean? And but I think we just got to see how it goes next year, man. I just really hate to see that. We start recycling these coaches again. I think it just is. It's like it'd be like the same old Knicks. You know what I mean? When a coach don't work out, because here you go, we bring Johnny Bryan in, let Johnny Bryan go through something, then you're ready to cycle him out. You know what I mean? So I just think that we just got to be patient, man, and hopefully Tibbs over the summer learn a lesson and be able to sit down and reevaluate what he's doing. You know what I mean? Because right now he got the fan base bugging, like you said, Fabian. I get it too. I'm not happy with some of the stuff he do, but I know he do a lot of good things as well. You know what I mean? So Shop Howard, but he said, Leon Rose came to him and said he'd let him know if anything happened when he was in shoot around. But unfortunately, Leon Rose didn't make nothing happen. So I guess Tibbs had to just roll with what he got. But we just still got to try to go in there and fight, man. We still got a chance to get in this thing until it's over. It's over. But until then, I think we got a strong enough team, man. Once hopefully Derrick Rose get back and we still close to it, we can make a run. At least get out this road trip after tonight in Portland game. Hopefully we get home for some home cooking, man, and try to get back at it and win some games, man. But it's gonna be tough, Shop Howard. But for the most part, it was real disappointing. I was disappointed we didn't make a move. But I said now that the smoke done cleared, you got to try to find some positive out of it. You know what I mean? It might not be a lot, but like you said, we didn't get rid of none of our young guys. I'm happy about that. We didn't wind up giving them no draft picks. The guy that we wanted to get rid of, we might then get rid of them now, but God, next year they all aspire, at least 3 or 4 of them, like I said, and that makes a better chance for us to go get something. We might then get the player we want now, but that don't mean we won't get them by the end of the season. We're going into next season, Shop Powers. So I just hope we stay positive on that note.
I mean, we were out there, man. As I was looking around, we pursued on C.J. McCullough. We pursued even on Brunson, because now Mavericks made some man. Did the Mavericks make some trades? Boy, oh boy! But we even pursued on Brunson. We pursued on a couple of guys. It wasn't like they were out there. They were up from last night all the way to this morning trying to work a deal with the Lakers. So they were out there trying to do their due diligence. But one thing I can say, I'm glad that they get sucker punched. They go out there and give up 3 first-round picks and IQ and OB and Burks, and now for one person, for some aspire. I mean, the aspiring contracts is what we were looking for, and I wouldn't have been mad if we'd have moved 2 people to try to pull those things in. But we still have things that we could do, and it's still a little bit of time for us to with the crew that we have to try to get it together and maybe make the play in. You make the play in, who knows what can happen, man. That's my best my big outlook right now, man. I that's what I'm hoping for. And then you also got to look at some things that might be popping off in the off season, like this guy from the Pacers, Barat. Oh my gosh, I messed his name up. The point guard over there, the 6'5" point
Brogdon,
guard, the light
Brogdon.
skin.
Mhm.
Yeah, we got to look at him. You know, we might even can look at Brunson and the off season. You know, so there's some things out there that can be captured, but you know, I'm glad we didn't sell the farm to get something and be stagnant this year and come into next year and really can't make any more moves than what we already have on the roster. We still have a chance to upgrade the roster at the end of the year, aspiring contracts. Like you said, Fournier's deal will look a little better to somebody that might want him. See what happens.
Yeah. Hey, Tim, real quick, Tim Smith. Yeah, I should have stated myself better. I was talking about since the Pat Riley era. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know Red Holden was over 500. He was a championship man there, 613 win. I was just talking about made basically from the Pat Riley era up. Sorry about
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah, man. But yeah, like I said, you know, you still got to take the bad with the good, and I'm good because here's an interesting thing to me, and I'm gonna put up there. I put up all the trades that went through that Spencer Dinwiddie to the Dallas Mavericks for Porzingis. Now, Spencer Dinwiddie got a year left on his deal or something. So how did that work out with Jalen Brunson? You know what I mean? Because now that they bringing Dinwiddie, you got Luka Doncic who predominantly played the point guard for the Mavericks. You bring Spencer Dinwiddie over there. He's still got a year left on his deal, which could be moved as well. But then what does that do for Jalen Brunson? You know what I mean? So it's still a lot of trade that went down. It's interesting to see what the offseason is going to do with a lot of them. And I still think he had 3 more years, Frank. Wow. So that tells me right there, what are they going to
Right.
do with Brunson? If you brought Spencer Dinwiddie in, and he got 3 years out. Thank you, Frank. He got 3 years left on that deal. Most likely Brunson, you're going to keep him, Dinwiddie, and you
No
gave
way.
Luka Doncic $200 million.
No
So that
way.
Brunson thing might be. That's why the Knicks might have said we just might stand pat. You know what
And wait till the off season. Get him for 12 to 15 million or 15 to 18 million somewhere, right? You know,
Mhm.
you know, there's some ways that we're gonna will and deal, man. You know, and if what we really need to focus on is to get us a point guard, man. We need a facilitating point guard that could score a little bit, that could get some a pretty decent assist, and someone that's a finisher. We need a finisher on this team. We need someone that knows how to get to the hole, how to drive to the hole, how to make that smart pass, or if you leave him open, he'll make you pay.
Mm-hmm. You know, and here, let me ask you a question, Sean, and the chat. As I say that, you know, what do you think we do? Do we get and just keep rolling with Kemba Walker, or do we buy him out, or we, you know, I just think that they should try to get McBride in there, man, and let him get the rest of this season to learn and grow and play. So I'm wondering, do we just do the buyout with Kemba Walker, or what? Because I just don't think that personally that he's going to help us no matter what we're trying to get him to play in or not. He's just not playing good basketball, period. You know what I mean? And I agree with you, Fabian. I love the way for Murray to see. I wonder what they're going to do with that as well. But I don't know. I got a feeling they're going to keep him though. I don't see San Antonio getting rid of him. I think they're going to build around him, but we'll see. But yeah, for the Kimber thing, Shop Howard, I just think that, you know, that to me that's been the elephant in the room for a minute. But I would love to see if they ain't gonna do nothing with that again and just put him on a buyout.
I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but if it was me, you know, instead of paying him out the money up front, because I mean it'll pay him out and we'll have that money back off the books at the end of the year. Keep him, sit him on the bench, sit him and Burks right next to each other, right on the bench for pretty much the rest of the year, and let's see Big Bride get out there. I mean, you can get rid of him, but that's like, you know, a
Waste.
waste of to $8 to $9 million. You know, if we couldn't trade him, we might as well hold him now. If no one's going to want him now at the off season, we could do the same thing and buy him out next year. Yeah, I mean,
Facts.
you know,
Facts.
or something like that. I mean, that was one of the trades that I was looking for. Even if we could have got a second round, 2 second rounds or something for Kemba. Just to get him to somewhere where he could play. And I'm pretty sure that was in a lot of the conversations to
Hmm.
try to get him off, but nobody, no, it takes two. It takes two to tango. You know what I mean? It takes two to tango. And we were out there strutting our stuff, but nobody wanted to dance with us. You know what I mean? So I mean, somehow, some way, if worst case scenario right now, Burks, you sit him down. Noel, you sit him down. Kemba, you sit him down. You leave him on the bench and play these guys that we got right there. We play the Grimes and play the McBrides and the Cam Reddishes and stuff like that. That's what I mean, what else can we do? I hate to say it, but I think we'll see Kimba tonight. We play tonight. I think we see Kimba tonight. I don't think that should be the move. I think Kimba should shut it down. I think he should shut all those guys down, man. Shut them all down. And I'm pretty sure that we won't see RJ until after the All-Star break. So, you know, you know,
Yeah,
so
you know what? I think really, the next couple of games. I think I put like this here. I try to be objective about this here. Um, they probably gonna see how these next 5 games go. You know what I mean? They're probably gonna stick to what they do. And if they don't make no if they feel like they getting farther away from the play in shop house, then I think you might see that then there, like, you know what, okay, we're not gonna get in the playoffs, we're not getting in the play in. I can start doing this and doing that with the young guys, opposed to just run these vets out there, because I think that's what it's all gonna where really it's gonna all boil down to. Because to me, you got to develop these young guys, man. Moving forward, if we're not going to get in this playing thing, I think it's only right that the Knicks make sure they get Cam Reddish and McBride and Grimes them and Obi and them. Just let them go through the season and get better, even if the record is not what you want it to be. Because if you're not going to be in the play and you're not going to make it in the dance, it don't matter anyway. You probably wind up falling a little deeper, close to life. But I do think they might have. You never know. Like I said, all it takes is a win here or there, and a couple of teams to keep losing. I don't know, D Nice. That's a good question, brother. I'm trying to figure that out, but I know it might not be tonight. But Portland is possible. After all the stuff they did, and it's a shame the Lakers went there and let them boys beat them last night. That was just despicable by the Lakers. Bad at the Knicks playing. God, we got people like the Lakers is worse than us, and they got superstar Hall of Famers on their team. You know what I mean? So it don't make me feel too bad about our Knicks knowing out the way the Lakers is playing. They got LeBron, AD in them, and they looking at getting it. They looking at the buy-in or the play-in or whatever. So, I mean, I guess that's the way I would have to look at it. But like I said, some people probably try to take too much from us, and like I said, sometimes the best deal is no deal. Sometimes you got to learn how to walk away. Then it's not worth the sacrifice of this guy. It's not worth the sacrifice of this guy, because they didn't want nothing by God. Ain't nothing you could do, that's why I don't want to only put it on the front offer, because if you put an offer out there and they don't want your players, they don't want your players. You know
hmm
what I mean? Or they don't want what you got to offer. And I'm glad that the Knicks didn't do something stupid and say, okay, if you didn't want, we add this to it and take away from the infrastructure, then we'd really be pissed off. So I'm kind of glad that they put some deals out there, nobody flinched on them, and they said, okay, whatever. I think that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Because if you would have wound up saying you would have threw one of them, threw Cam Reddish in the deal with the Lakers. I think we would have traded Cam Reddish and Burks for somebody over there. I think a lot of us would have been upset, because we first of one,
Facts.
right, we would have been upset.
It's no
You got
question
rid of
about
Cam
that,
Reddish,
Divine.
and you got rid of Albert, but you got rid of Cam Reddish. And I think the deal was to get rid of Albert for Cam Reddish and get some playing time.
Facts.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like, okay, you know what? You didn't make a move, but you didn't give away our young pieces. I like our young energy on our team. I like the young players we got. I think they're going to be good here. So that's why I'm not totally pissed off shot power, because, like I said, we didn't give up the farm, man. We didn't give up none just to get rid of Kemba Walker. We didn't give up none of our good young talent. And you have
Facts.
to be you gotta be happy about that from a Knicks perspective.
Yeah, we all the things that, like just like May 4th was saying, man. You offer up some things. They said, like there was a deal out there. Now watch this. There was a deal out there. This is what I'm hearing. This is what I seen. I ain't hear nothing. I seen it all out on the internet. but there was a deal I believe was for uh Mitchell Robinson and Obi and IQ for Brunson. You know, we wanted Brunson. Brunson would fit. I think he'll fit pretty well over here with the Knicks and stuff like that. But that Mitchell Robinson giving him up, I'm glad that they didn't do that, man.
Right.
And I see in the near future, I'm just speculating. I don't know, but I think we're gonna go over our cap to sign Mitchell somehow. I don't think we let Mitchell go into the off season without knowing that we really want him and stuff like that. So but I'm glad that we still have a hold of all our picks, and we still have a hold of other picks with second round picks, and we still have all our young guys on the crew. So
Yeah.
you know.
Here's one thing I can. Here's a good thing too. You can also try to put a little bit of positive in it. Like I said, I was happy. Like I said the other night, Tiz played them guys in Denver. He literally gave the guys some minutes. I'm happy about that. But here's another thing: you get to really really evaluate. Because let me tell you something, guys. If the Knicks would have traded Cam Reddish, you know what that tells me though, in a sense, Atlanta Hawks gave up on him for Knox, so they must didn't see something.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And if we would have traded Cam Reddish, that might have been telling y'all that maybe he's not the guy or something behind the scenes. We don't know whether his work ethic. I don't know. I'm just saying. So if Atlanta gave up on him and we would have turned around and gave up on him, that could have been interesting. Not saying that both teams did the right thing, but that they might have seen something that we didn't see. So I'm glad they didn't. That's why I'm glad that we got these last 20-something games to evaluate all these guys, even at a high scale. This was going to happen. This is what I got to feel is going to happen, guys. To be honest with you, the Knicks going to play for the play-in. They're going to keep fighting until they see if they can get here. And once they not in that play-in, then I think they go just run the ship with the young guys. I think that's what's going to happen.
Mhm.
I think they're going to try to compete, see if they can get back up in it, especially when Derrick Rose get back. Maybe RJ and these guys that be back, they're gonna make one more push at it. And if they feel like once they see that they probably much can't get in there, then I think you're gonna see a lot of that young talent just get to play the rest of the last 10, 15 games of the season or whatever. Just doing that. That's about the only thing I really can see. That and I do think, like I said, I like the way we played on the West on this trip so far. We haven't been playing bad. We couldn't sustain at the end of the game. You know what I mean? And the other team was better than us. Obviously, it was better than us. And we couldn't sustain. But I like the things that we were doing. We were playing good basketball. And we just couldn't eke out a couple of wins. You know what I mean? But between the game, the Knicks game, and the Portland game, we have to see, man. And then they get back to MSG. But other than that, man, it was tough. It was a tough day, especially with the dominant move that was made out there. The Ben Simmons move was pretty crazy. That was
We
crazy.
knew it was coming though. It
Yep.
was out there. That was smoke and fire. We seen that.
Yep.
I,
And that was tough right there, man. I ain't gonna front, but I throw it out, put it up there for you guys, a little bit of it. And it starts with this one here was James Harden to Philly, Ben Simmons to Brooklyn. The Brooklyn gets Ben Simmons, Steph Curry, Andre Drummond, 2022 first round pick unprotected, with the right to defer to 2023, 2027 first round pick, top 8 protection. 2028 becomes second round if not conveyed. Philadelphia receives James Harden and Paul Millsap. That was a good move for both teams. Shot Powell was crazy about that though. The Nets traded my man. The Sixers traded Ben Simmons to the same guys in the same division. If Kyrie Irving play and Durant play and Ben Simmons, now they can put Andre Drummond at the 5. That's still a scary team for Brooklyn. But I tell you what though, James Harden and Joel Embiid gonna be probably one better 1-2 that's out there.
that is going to be a monster right there.
Right.
They right now 76ers without Ben Simmons are what, like 4th place, 5th place, 4th,
Right.
5th.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now they're gonna add on Harden. Oh my gosh, this guy's like a triple threat. When he gets on the court, he could shoot it, he could pass it, he could rebound, and he's a big time player. This might be the year that Harden may get a chance to touch some of the finals, man. I think that acquisition was a big acquisition for the 76ers, man.
Yeah.
That was major. That was one of the biggest ones, for me to date. We all seen it coming. We all heard once we heard it, it sounded like it was gonna be, it sounded like it that sound like Ben, both those great players that they're both all stars, they're both multi-talented players. That sounded like it was going to happen, and it took place.
Yep. Yeah, I think it worked out for both teams.
Yeah.
I think it worked out for both teams. And it needed to get done. And I mean, it's good for the NBA. You know what I mean? It ain't good for us, but it's good for the NBA. You know what I mean? We know what near talent them guys is, but I do think that we set ourselves up good going for the summer, though. I really do, man, and maybe that could be to me, Shop. That just might be the blessing. It might be, what we want to get more value for our players. Maybe we just need to go ahead and get through this thing to go into the spring and the summertime. They're like, okay, I was watching these guys play to the end of the season for the Knicks. These guys is pretty decent. You know what I mean? Like I said, you're gonna have everybody. Kemba gonna be aspiring. Burke's gonna be aspiring. Noel gonna be aspiring. That goes to 28, 30 million right there. Fournier's contract now becomes 2 years with a team option. That's only 36 million. That's going to be easy to move. The Julius Randle starts his extension. Because overall, I'm not worried about it because, like I said, you do got to extend RJ. You do got to extend Mitch if you keep them. So I think they did the right thing. I'm not mad that I'm disappointed, but I'm not mad because I do think that I think there's light at the end of the tunnel with the way these things are structured. All I want to see is that if we're gonna compete for this play-in, and once we just know we eliminated, just let them young boys finish out the season. Let them take all their bumps and bruises. I don't care if they creating turnovers left or right and losing that. I don't care if they lose every game the rest of the way, as long as they get in there to develop. And I think that's what we're gonna have to kind of hope for, ladies and gents. That let's fight for the play-in. We still right there. It ain't like we far away. If we can get in, we can get in. If we can't get in, then you know what? Ted know what to do then, okay, you know what? Hey, don't risk this guy, don't risk that guy. We're gonna need to be able to trade him. Let them young guys get in there and learn, man. And that's all you can ask for. And I think that happened, Shop Howard. I think that it make the trade deadline no move thing a little bit less irritating. If we fight to get in the play in, if everybody can come back and try to do that, or if it don't happen, we let the young guys just get in there and just get their work in. Let them guys learn on the fly and take the L as they go and win some games, lose some games, and just keep it going. I mean, what else can we do?
Yeah,
that's 22 options we got right now.
That's basically it right there, Devon, in a nutshell. What we'll fight, and the worst part about it, we only like 2.5 games out.
Mm-hmm.
We only 2.5 games out, man. Knicks, we just need to get a win. We get a win. We get a win, and we could get a win after that one. A couple of wins. It's 20-something games left. If we could win at least half of those games, win, what is it, 26, 28 games. We win 14 of those games. Let's see, because the Brooklyn, even with getting Ben Simmons, I don't think the first game or two they're going to be, and because they still got KD still out, if I'm not mistaken. So they're not going to be popping that much. And if when they do get Ben Simmons, if the first two games are in Brooklyn, they're not going to have Kyrie either. So they're right now, I think, like 7th, 8th place or something like that. They dropped dramatically. I think they are on like a 10-game losing streak.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You know what, man? It's interesting to me. Us hiring a man from Timberwolves. You want me to say speculation? He did a good job with the Timberwolves. He made some real good deals down there, and you hear him say it again. Cat loved that dude. You know what I mean? And then that's why I'm not mad, because think about it. Them aspirants next year could turn into something.
Yeah,
we got to be optimistic about this. Them aspiring, we got 30 million in aspiring. That's a top notch dude right there with that. And you got Joakim knowing money, like I always say. You got a couple of million here and there. You might be able to unload Fournier now because he only got 2 years left. So it's still some optimism that we can hopefully feel good about. It wasn't today. It probably was more of a con than a pro. But I'm gonna take the pro that we didn't get rid of Cam Reddish. We didn't get rid of some guys, and we do like tonight. Hey, though we ain't got no R.J. Barrett tonight. Yeah, and I just think that that's possible. You just never know what might happen with that. And listen, we got the pieces because if you say you don't extend Mitch, let's hypothetically say, you know what, they find out that Cat want to come here. This is hypothetical, and you got a Mitch. You could sign and trade Mitch. You could throw in some inspiring. They would love that because now they could take them inspiring contract at the deadline and bring in somebody who they need to go with them. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I think we're gonna be in a good place, man. I'm not too Debbie down on him. I just want everybody else will make a move. I just wanted something to get done. I just wanted to free up some space for the young guys. If we didn't get no major moves, if we didn't bring in nobody, I just wanted to maybe say Kemba Walker was out of here, maybe Noel was out of here, or Burks. And that way we know Cam Reddish and Grimes. At least they when Derrick Rose come back, them two guys were definitely in that rotation. So that's what I was more or less looking at, something like that than anything. But I'm definitely going to take optimistic about it, man. Because I think that we didn't overall mess up anything. We might didn't gang too much, but we didn't mess up nothing. Salute to the Queen. Queen, I sent you the chat. I sent you the link for this show. But if this is not the one you want, I sent you the one for the one tonight at 8:30. So I sent you the one for now. I wasn't sure which one you wanted, so I sent you this one first. But salute to Queen's Court, though. Real talk, Steph. But yeah, man, I still think that we in a good place. We still got to feel optimistic that we can got contract that we can move. We can move them, and we can still better this team next year. So it might be a blessing in disguise. Sharp Howard. I think I'm glad that we just didn't do nothing that would have us on the chat right now. Like Knicks is dumb. I'm glad we didn't do that. You know what I mean? Here I send it to you, Queen, right now. I think that, to me, I'm glad about that because they didn't sacrifice
everything,
youngsters and everything, man. I'm glad about that today. I tell you that.
Yeah, I'm happy that we held on to, especially our draft capital, man. Because with the draft capital, we can make some major moves now. If we want to lean something into something, if we want to keep our own pick this year, we still can do something with that too. So we still got some things that we could do.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty, like I said, I wasn't too I wasn't depressed.
Right, I was deflated. I was deflated. That's my word. I'm running with today. I was deflated.
I want something to happen, but I wasn't.
I
depressed,
did.
You know what I mean? Like, I get it. You know what I mean? I do get it. And it's not like they might didn't try, or just that maybe just nobody really wanted what we had. You know what I mean? Who knows? You know what I mean? But I do think we'd be all right though. 39 million inspires next season with Randolph Fournier and the kids and draft picks. Yeah, that's what I mean, Frank. That's what I'm looking at right there.
Mm-hmm.
39 million in inspires with the Randolph Fournier and the kids and draft picks. They still in a good spot to me. You know what I mean? I really believe that, man. So I can see why they did it. Yeah, and I can see why. And like I said, even with the Kemba thing, here's the thing. Now, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be crazy because R.J. Barrett, gonna be out tonight. Watch Kemba Walker pop tonight.
I'm
gonna tell you what, because now you ain't got to worry about that ball going 4 places.
Right.
They might start Grimes tonight, and Grimes just stand in that corner, pop that 3 or whatever. Watch this bandit go off tonight, man. So you never know. But other than that, man, I understand, Joey. Man, I do get it, man. Brother, you got the right to vent, man. I get it. I really do. I understand how everybody, man. It's gonna be some people who ain't feeling good. Some people gonna say, okay, I just try to look at all things in all totality. I
think.
Yeah,
that's 47 million. We forgot about Kemba. If we keep him, I don't think we should buy him out. I think we should just hold on to his money and try to swing him in a deal or something like that in the off season or something like that. 47 million, we could get, we could do something real nice with that, and who knows what might happen with who knows what might happen with Fournier.
True.
Somebody might want Fournier in the off season. 2 years, 19 million. That's a movable contract also.
Yeah. But let me bring another great mind in here, man, who can give us another perspective on this stuff, man, and help us have a little rationale with it. And I don't have that. She don't need no introduction to me, but I have to because that's all the respect she gets. She gets it all from me. I got Queen's Court in the building, no other than the sister Steph is in here with Knicks Real Talk. My man Shop Howard, sister, what's good?
Hey,
I'm
Steph.
good. I'm good. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
You good? I'm sorry. I did. I sent it to do the direct message. It maybe might because I went through my Google Chrome, then go to my other browser. Sorry about that, but
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's probably
I
what
was
it
like,
is.
well, maybe he just want me on the other show. I wasn't sure.
No, I sent it through. You know, and I had to do the same thing to Shop Power them because I go through
Yeah,
Google
yeah.
Chrome now, and I also got my Microsoft Explorer,
Okay.
and maybe when I go through Google Chrome, it's not linked to my Twitter stuff. But anyway, you here.
Gotcha.
That's what's important.
I'm
Though I'm
here. I'm
glad you
here.
made it in.
Shout
What do
out
you
to
think?
you and Shop
Yeah,
House in the chat.
how you
I gotta
feel?
be honest, like I put up a tweet that emotions are not rational. So I'm definitely tight and disappointed that they
Hmm.
didn't make a move. But at the same time, I wouldn't have wanted them to make a move just for the season. Like I just feel
Right.
like I want them to make a move that's gonna get us better overall.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if that move wasn't out there to be made, it's okay to stand pat. But what I don't want to hear later on is that they being super conservative. Like, oh, I don't want to give this because next year this might happen. Nah, this is what's before you. Does this make the team better?
Right.
So I mean that's it. I would have liked to have gotten, a floor general in here, even a B-level floor general. Um, because I know the chat is gonna disagree. I'll be getting the heat for this. I still feel like you got to play to win. And I think when you're
Facts.
eliminated and you're out of the playoffs, then that's a whole different story. And I know some people are like, why do you want to just win just to get the 10 seed? I just feel like that's what basketball is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's
Basketball is you
about.
play to
To
win. And
win.
I think we
Hmm.
can't forget that part of it.
Right.
And if that lands you the 13th seed, that's what it is. You give it your best. If it lands you the 10th seed, that's what it is. And you build from there.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the young guys, sometimes, like you do hear people say, like, we couldn't get Ish Smith. Like, we couldn't do that. We couldn't move not one player to open up a a rotation spot for Cam. Like, that's so hard to believe.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is.
Yep. Yep.
It is
Yep.
what it is. I'm going
It
to still
really is.
rock with the Knicks no matter what.
Mm-hmm. I tried. Like I
Facts.
said, I was disappointed, but I wasn't like in dismay, like because I do think that moving forward, like I said, you got to fight for this play-in. I figured you fight for the play-in, and then if you don't, once you like you say you mathematically eliminated, then you just put the young boys in and let them grow through the rest of the season. And I think the Knicks have been. I think a lot of teams that's the way they move because, like you said, like Herman was there, like you said, Herman was like you play to win the game. No basketball player want to go on the team and start tanking. I just don't believe that not the real ones anyway. And I don't think the Knicks should do that. I just think they should. They still got a chance to get. You could know what you can get in this play and still be in a lottery, if I'm not mistaken. So you could get in the play in and still got a lottery pick. You know what I mean? And now the way they constructed the lottery, hey, New Orleans had the 14th pick. They wound up getting Zion. Anything can happen. You know what I mean? So I do think that we just gotta just take it game by game. And once we feel like maybe that, okay, we know we're not getting in it, then you know what you could do. Then you can let the young guys get in there, make all the mistakes they want to, and let them run, grow, learn, get some burn, man. And so we got, like I said, it was a Debbie Downer day. But I didn't, like I said, the buyout is coming up in a couple of days. You never know what might happen. You might get a buyout situation and you get somebody here who and get sparked something. I don't know, but I'm Shop Howard. I don't think it's over yet. I just think that, especially with Washington getting rid of them, where they got Porzingis, that experiment. Bradley Beal ain't playing the rest of the season. They're gonna eventually fall. We just got to get off this West Coast trip. You know what I mean? And get back. 3 games or 4 nights, 2 games back to back at high altitude. They played good basketball. They just couldn't close out. You know what I mean? I had a lot of probably had to do with the stamina and all that stuff like that, Shop Howard. But I do think that we played better, become the best basketball we played all year. And Julius Randle for the last 3 or 4 games been killing it. You know what I mean? So that was
That's
pretty
the
good
question
to
I
see.
had for you. And Shop Howard, if he wants to answer it, do you think this continues when he gets, now that the trade deadline is passed? Will his play continue? When he gets back to MSG, will his play continues? And if it does, do you stay the course with him in the offseason?
I'm big on Randall. I really do like Randall, and the last couple of games that he has played has been exceptional. More like the Randall of last year than what we've been seeing earlier this year. Um, I think um, I think Randall might have got out of his funk right now. He looks like he's shaking his leg a little bit more. His shoulders are a little bit more. He's more into the game these last couple of games. So I believe if I think we stay the course and we ride Randall until the wheels fall off. You know, if I think if we get a point guard at in sometime next season, I think the point guard a predominant point guard that can put Randall in the right spots. I think we can run all the way. I think we could do something major. We got RJ and we got Randall. We get a good point guard with our youth. I think we can make some moves next year. And I see that we're going to do something. We have to do something by the after this season, and we only 2.5 games out of it, man. And if we could get on a little run, I don't believe RJ is going to probably come back until after the All-Star. I think right around that time we'll probably get D Rose back, and let's see what happens.
Yeah. The Randall situation with me, I think the way he playing now will kill a lot of that noise, that MSG. Y'all guys know I'm big on Randall. Only thing I ever said that. Only thing I had, only reason I had it was about trading Randall if the situation, that negative stuff would have kept going. But if that negative stuff is not there anymore, I think RJ and Randall is just a piece away from really doing something.
You see how they play together?
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
I really like it.
You know what was crazy? I still think when they brought that man in from Minnesota, the consultant, he's consulting for the he took and he did a good job in Minnesota. He did a phenomenal job what he did, the way he turned that Minnesota thing around when Tibbs left. I mean, he got a couple of picks for Covington and Beasley. He brought them in there. He got Anthony Edwards in the draft. This cat messing around, bring Cat here with Randall and them. I'm like, okay. And you get a point guard. I think we just gotta. If Randall keep doing what he's doing, I'm so glad to see Randall back out of the game, man. Because I'm gonna tell you something. When that man is on, he is on. You can't take that from him. You might not like the turnovers every now and then and all that stuff, but now that the trading deadline is over, I'm hoping all of them settle down. Now they know I'm not got to move my family nowhere. I don't have to get up and root my kid to a new school, and the young guy don't have to worry about. You might see Obi and all them cats start popping out because they know they're not getting traded. They got that monkey off their back, and that's a lot of weight to carry, knowing that damn, I'm gonna be in another city. My wife just had another kid, or I gotta try to do this and do that. So now that they don't have that pressure no more, maybe they can get back to Stephanie just playing Nick basketball. Just go ahead and try to and get it popping. To be honest with you.
I mean, Fournier said he believes in this roster. He believes they tough enough, and that they're talented enough. I mean, I think and this is still trying to win. I don't have a problem putting in a young guy if the old guy, the vet, and we talk about vets, we talking about guys in their 20s. And I mean, like people, when they talk about vets, like Grizzly vets, our vets are like 26, 27, 28, 29. These are young vets. But I don't have a problem if Burks is not performing, put in Cam Reddish. You still trying to win. You're not putting him in because you tanking. You putting him in because Burks is not playing well. I don't have a problem with that. If you want to put in McBride because Kemba is not playing well, I don't have a problem with that. The problem I have is when you just want to put players in just to develop them for the next season and you're not really trying to win. I got a problem with that. But if you think Cam Reddish gives you a better chance to win than Burke, put him in.
Right.
If you think McBride gives you a better chance to win than the way Kemba's playing right now, put him in. And I got to be honest, Sims is a little raw. But the way Noel is playing, 1 game in, 16 games off, it seems like, I don't have a problem. Putting Sims in, because you can argue that his consistency is going to be better for the team over Noel, who's in and out. So for me, as long as the Knicks are trying to win, I don't mind putting the young guys in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can't set that precedence of having a losing culture.
Nah,
you can't do that. You can't do that, because I don't think you even want to do that in your own life. Just no matter what, you always want to try to go to be the best. You want to try to be the best at what you do, and even the Knicks, we still want to see this team get there. Whether like I said, I remember back in the day. I would say back in the day. I remember what happened in 1999. Not saying it's 99. Shit, we were the 8th seed.
Yeah.
Look what happened. And it can happen. It can happen because look at last year. Who was that? The Atlanta Hawks. They caught lightning in the bottle and went on a run and got down into the Eastern Conference Finals. You know what I mean? And so if you just gotta hope that the Knicks can find some consistency, maybe now that all the smoke is cleared and everybody kind of exhaled a little bit. Shaw Powell, maybe they might feel like now let's go try to make a run at it because it could happen. That early in the year they won four games in a row, something like that. So it definitely could happen. I'm not gonna I'm one of them guys. I'm not gonna give it to them until they mathematically out of it. Once they mathematically out of it, then I'm like, okay, it is what it is. But I still think they should try to keep fighting and get these young guys in here and play when they can. Like tonight, prime example, no RJ tonight. That means you're going to get to see Grimes and Cam Reddish a lot tonight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see them guys play tonight. And I like even though people might have said he didn't play that well, I like the way Cam Reddish played the other night. Some of the things he gave. Granted, you can't expect a guy to come off the bench who haven't been playing in long and to be automatically get it popping. It takes time to get in the rhythm. But I like what I've seen from him. And I think tonight, if he play, he's going to have a better game tonight. And I think that's all you can really ask for, Shaw Powell. Is when opportunity knocks, take advantage of it, go out there and do your thing and see where it leads us. So, but I'm definitely gonna hope. I do think we're in a good place for the team itself with the contract we got. Now all them things next year, a lot of them are expiring deals. You got Joakim Noah money, like I said. You got a couple of million from deals this year. I think the Knicks still in a good place, Shaw Powell. I just think it's all more about being patient, get through this season. And let them go in there all season, let the front office sit down and reevaluate what they did this year, what they could do better, and try to come back into 2022-23 on a stronger note and make it happen, I guess.
Yeah, no question about that. And like you said, Steph, today, you have to go out there to win. It's like you don't go out there to be okay. You don't go out there to be just that you're okay, all right, or stuff like that. Every night you get on the court, you play to win, no matter where you end up at the end of the year. If where your stats are, whatever, every player, at least on the Knicks, looks like they're playing to win. And if we just put that effort out there, man, I mean, who knows what happened last time? We got D Rose, and we went we right around this time last year we went on like a 9-game winning streak. So anything is possible.
Yep. Hey, as of last night, what I seen Portland do to the Lakers, with that team they got, they depleted their whole team and they beat the Lakers with Anthony Davis and LeBron James last night. I just think it's a new day now. Now that we passed this trading deadline, I do believe that a lot of these cats going to come down. They're going to be like, okay, they probably smile. They probably knocking down threes in the gym right now. Like, yeah, man, I'm still here. Them kids got to be excited, man, because that's a lot of weight to put on a person, man. Especially like Fournier, who just moved to New York, just brought his family here. Now suddenly, 3 months later, he got to ship him up out of here. That's a lot of pressure. Julius Randle just got the bag, got his family, just had a baby.
Right.
And you ask them to relocate their whole family in a new situation. They human beings at the same time, too. I know they're ball players, but they still human. You know what I mean? They got lives just like we do. And I'm glad to see that it went, like I said, I wanted to see some moves, but I'm also not mad. I'm not mad at all because I'm glad that it's over. I'm just glad it's over. You know what I mean? And Stephanie, we can get on to just focusing on maybe the buyout and the rest of the season. And I think
the rest of the season.
We don't really have a choice, but that's what I'm glad, though. It is over.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope so. I would love to know. I mean, the front office doesn't speak. They not doing press conferences. I would just love to know. Golden State did take an L. They're going to be motivated today. They got killed by Utah, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would just like for the front office to I know they don't have to, just say, look, we still going forward. We had a setback, but we still going forward, or we've decided to reset this thing. I mean, I don't know. I would just like to hear their direction, but I know they don't owe the fans that, but I would like to hear it.
Just to hear anything from them, right?
I think this would be a good time for a press conference right now. Say, listen, after the trading deadline, they need Leon Rose and Scott Prater, and sit down and have a press conference and let the Knicks fans to reassure us that the reason why you did what you did today. I think that would be a good move by them. I think it'll save faith with a lot of people. Because right now you got people that want Tibbs here, they want the foreign office going. You know what I mean? It's like
right.
Yeah, so it'd probably be good for them to get out there and just sit down and talk to the fan base and let them know, like, listen, guys, we had a couple of deals out there, but we wasn't willing to give up our farm just to get them.
Right.
And I think they might get eased a lot of our mind because I think they did have some deals out there, but maybe the team that they was dealing with wanted too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, right now, let's say we would have got rid of Cam Reddish. I think would have been a lot of upset people in this chat right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's why I said you kind of got to take the pros and cons out of the thing where, we didn't get a deal, but we didn't give up nothing either that would have had us hurting. You know what I mean? Had us upset up in here today.
Right.
So Shy Powell, I do think we just got to see how it goes, man. But I hope we keep competing though. And I still think we can get this play in. I think we can still get in here, man. We just got to go in there and just try to get back off this road trip. But I think you're going to see a different Knicks team tonight because I do think that now that none of them guys got traded, you're going to see a different team for sure.
Yeah, that pressure would probably be off a lot of the younger guys' shoulders, like a IQ, like a OB. Even now, Reddish, he probably now hearing that his name was in some of the trades, he'll probably be a little bit more active tonight to try to make sure he stays on the team. I mean, we got some things that we got to do, man, and we still got a lot of game left, man. We only like 2.5 games out. I'll keep beating that horse, and 2.5 games, and it's. We just need a little run and some run some pace, man. We need to have some pace and run some ball, man. Right now, if we could just put something together, man, a couple of games, string a couple of games together, man, and in a week and a half after the All-Star break, well, we'll be talking totally different than what we're talking now.
You're not lying. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Because talking about pace, I think the last 5 games we like top 5, top 10 in pace.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely the Knicks look better,
Yep.
but they just playing against better teams. What can you say? You take
Mhm.
the way they playing now, when you bring that back to the Eastern Conference, I think they have a chance. And I know there's some people that's saying, why even go for the 10th seed? As an organization, you want to be
Play to
known as
win.
somebody that's perennially, year after year, you're in the playoffs, you're in the playoff hunts, so that those free agents, the executives, everybody can look at your organization and say, the Knicks are coming up. Look at them. They building those championship habits, even if they don't have a championship, even if they don't have a championship team. So you don't want to, I don't know if it's about sending messages. You just want to be an organization where it's about striving to be the best you can be year in and year out. And that's going to net you different things depending on, how your players are playing. This year might net us the 9th seed. You know what I mean? Last year it net us the 4th seed. But you just want to be known as an organization that goes all out every game, every year. And try to change the perception of the Knicks organization. We did that last year, but we got to continue to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I think they, Frank and all you guys, I do think they are playing. I think you might want us to play the young guys more, but like I said, Obi Toppin's getting his minutes. He get, it's like I said, sometimes when you get in the game, you got to produce, because if you don't produce, then then you just don't, you can't be in there. And I think when you're going for wins, you can't just let kids make mistakes while you're trying to win, because it's not fair to the guys who not making mistakes. Like, you got to take that into consideration. Whereas if I got 4 players on the court and we just got one in there, know that he's not playing well, he's affecting our win and loss column. It's not right to the other 4 guys to develop a guy and he's causing you to lose. That's not fair to them. That's what training camp is for. That's what practice is for. That's what the off season is for, to get better. And that way, when you're ready for game time, you already got development habits. Because I just think, like to me, if you asking Julius Randle and all these guys to play, let's say if they playing real good basketball, and I'll switch your segment up. They playing real good basketball, but you bring in a guy who haven't did nothing, and you trying to teach him. Well, you teaching him to the detriment of the guys who already know. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? You teaching them. You can't. It's not fair to the guys who already know to have somebody on the court that don't know. That's what you got to do on the practices and the off season. That's why I said Tibbs might see a lot of things that we don't see. That's the reason why he do some of the things he do. But I do think that he give Obi his minutes. He gave quickly his minutes. Like the other night in Denver, I was happy the way he did that. He gave all them guys the opportunity the other night. When Todd got a foul trouble, the first person came in with Jericho Sims. He came right in that game. And then when my man went out, Cam Reddish came in the game. So he did play them guys, and I was happy about that. But I think moving forward, you will see him, guys. I just think that you gotta fight for what you're trying to do. Because if the Knicks went getting this thing this year, they had a good season last year. They got a good roster. I don't think this roster is bad as people may think it to win the losses might not tell you, but you got to look at the reason why, the injuries, the COVID, the Kemba Walker situation, all that plays into the part why the Knicks is under 500. I don't think they under 500 because the team is bad. They ain't no different than last year except for two people. You know what I mean? Reggie Bullock and Alvin Payton, both the Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. And Evan Fournier been playing good ball lately. He stunk it up at the beginning of the year, like I said, but he's coming around. He's playing more consistent. So I do think we just got to keep fighting for this play-in and keep developing winning habits. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, Queen, and I'm shot. Keep winning, keep trying to have developing winning habits. And then no matter where we fall at, but we got a habit of always trying to win. And I think that mentality will carry over going forward, because I just think it's so important that you don't have a losing mentality, because we had that for the last 8 years prior to last year. You know what I mean? I don't think we want to go back that way. But I think we'd be all right. But we got a lot of young talent. We got almost 10 guys on that roster that's real young, super young.
And that's and that's another thing. People want to talk about why we're where we at right now. Part of it is that we got so many young guys in our rotation.
Facts.
Right.
You know, okay, our veterans have not performed. I don't even like the word veterans, because I think that we're doing this forced dichotomy between young players and veterans when our veterans are 26, 20 in their prime, some of them pretty much under 30, except for Kemba and Taj. But anyway, I lost my point. I lost my point just that quick.
Yeah, just about the young guys and like how many guys we got on the roster, like we don't have them.
Yeah. That's part of where we are. It's multiple factors. Our vets are not playing. They're underperforming. We expected better from Randall. We expected RJ to pop a little sooner. We expected Kemba and Fournier to work out. So there's a lot of reasons why we're where we are. But the other part of it is that we got a lot of young players in our rotation. IQ is in our rotation. Obi is in our rotation. Grimes is in our rotation now.
21.
By definition, young players are going to be up and down. So I feel like, we can't count on our vets. We can't count on our young. That's a part of it. You want to have a team where players have been in the league. I don't even want to go by years. You want to have a team where you know what you're getting from your players game in and game out. Period. You can have a few young players in your rotation that's going to be up and down. Look at Philly. They got Maxey in their rotation. But they're not dependent on them guys. If those guys don't play well, they still have a chance to win. We dependent on Quickly. You know what I mean? And he's not ready.
Yep.
So that's part of, we got about.
Yeah, absolutely. And people forget, Mitchell Robinson is young. I mean, he's still young. I mean, this dude is 23 years old. We got probably one of the youngest rosters around. If you take out some of the Todd Gibsons of the world and Derrick Rose and Kemba Walker, and we got a lot of young guys on that team.
Even RJ, he's still learning his way. He's becoming more consistent now, but he was also up and down.
Up and down. Yep.
We got young players, and play the young players. We are. RJ's 21. He's starting. Mitch is 21, 22. He's 23. He's starting.
Yep.
Grimes is a rookie in the rotation. I don't get it.
Yeah, he is, and they play him. You know what it is? This is what it is. He playing them, but you also got to take advantage of your opportunity. I can't say that enough, because think about the Achilles heel the last 3 or 4 games. Who has it been? It's been the bench with the young players. Because they're young. You like I said, you can't put all that pressure on these young guys when you're trying to win. We wasn't trying to win. It's different when we just say, you know what, we in it for the season. But being that the Knicks are trying to win, you can't expect them guys to carry a bunch of veterans. Not veterans, but starters or people who distinguish and establish themselves more than them. You can't put that pressure on them. They just came out of college. Grimes was in Houston last year. 6 months ago, he was in college playing against teenagers.
Right.
Now he's going up against the LeBron Jameses, all these guys. You ask him quickly, Obi Toppin, who last year just got here. The year before that, they was in college playing against, But now they're in the pros against the grown men. And and it's the NBA, no boys allowed. You know what I mean? And they got to grow. You got to give them a chance to grow, man. And I think the Knicks are. I think they did quickly played last year, the whole year for the Knicks. He was the backup shooting guard the whole year. The whole year. Had a good year last year. RJ Barrett was going into his second year last year, played the whole year for the Knicks. You know what I mean? Mitchell Robinson would have played, but he was injured. He started at the beginning of the year. So Tibbs do play these dudes. I think we just got to make sure that we not looking at that part of it. Quickly played all last year. Obi played all last year. The only reason Obi didn't get a lot of minutes because Obi wasn't doing his thing like he's doing this year. He went into the off season and got better, and he earned more playing time. But it's still he got to learn stuff too. So I think we're gonna be all right. Shaw Powell. I just think we just got to be patient, man, and let this thing play out the way it's gonna play out. Because like I said, I do think we moving forward we good. I really do. I think by the end of the season, these young guys are going to get a lot of burn. They get their burn. Like I said, Derrick Rose went down. My man Grimes got a chance. He took advantage. See, that's the thing. Grimes took advantage of his opportunity. Some of these guys just didn't take advantage of their opportunity. When you get in there, you got to make sure you take advantage of that, Shaw Powell. And I think Grimes is one of the ones so far that did it. And I hope that McBride be that next guy. I hope McBride can get in there. Once he get in there, Tibbs play him. That's why the only reason I would look at Stephanie. That's the only reason I really wanted Kemba Walker out of here for that one reason.
Right.
If any true move that we would have made in the trading deadline, I don't care if we didn't even bring in the star. I just really wanted them to maybe get rid of a couple of guys to let McBride try to get in there and bring a little bit more defense to the game, and help us in that point guard spot. Whether until Derrick Rose get back, even if it had been Alex Burks and then him, instead of Alex Burks.
We can't sit Kemba to make that.
Exactly.
Because I'm saying I wouldn't start McBride. I would start quickly and Chad. I know quickly is not on the top of his game. We talking about the best of the worst scenarios, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I would play McBride on that second unit. I mean, you got to think about what's going to give us the best chance to win. In my opinion, when you think about what Kemba's doing, McBride can do that. Bring the ball up the court and pass it to the wing. He can do that. know?
Yeah, and defend better.
The one thing that everyone talks about, let's play the youth, let's play the young, let's play the young, the youth, the young. There's only 2, maybe 3 players that Reddish is since he's since he's came over. Only Sims and McBride really are the only 2 guys that really are not really rocking on the bench. Really, Reddish got some slot minutes and stuff like that. We play Obi, we play quickly, we playing Grimes now. So a lot of our youth are getting burned, and they're looking better this year. Obi looks better this year.
Yes.
IQ is playing way better defense this year. RJ is starting to ascend a little bit, and Mitch, look at the type of games Mitch had in the last 10 games. Mitch is starting to get into health. He's starting to run a little bit more, massive shot blocks and scoring points now. So we just got to give them a little bit of time, man. If we could keep this core together, build with them a little bit, implement somebody that can really show them where to be, where they need to pass, when they need to get the ball at and pass the ball, we'll be fine, man. We got some money we got some money out there. We got some players out there. We're going to make some more looks. And I still think, as a Knicks fan, to my heart, I still think we have a chance to make it into the play-in. You never know what's going to happen if we make it to the play-in. We make the play-in, we win that game, we make it to the playoffs.
That would be that's right there. If we get into that play-in and we make first of all, what would need to happen for the Knicks to make the 10th seed? That means they started to play better.
Right.
The Knicks are not. It's not devoid of talent. So if they get in and they playing whoever's in the 7th, 8th, 9th, I would like the Knicks' chances, because in order for them to get in, that means they're playing well.
Mm-hmm.
Look at them in that first quarter against the Lakers. Look at them, against was it Utah?
Mm-hmm.
We lost the game, but the Knicks look good. They play like that. They have an opportunity.
They really do. I really believe this team is going to come out in these last 28, 25 games, whatever, and they're going to showcase who they really are. I really believe that, because I do think that and not only that, you know what? If the Knicks get in the play-in with the season they had, then you know what I'm going to say? The season was a success. I'm going to tell you why. compared to what they went through. Think about, if you look at the whole Knicks team in totality, Nerlens Noel, Dan, they missed the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
And we depended on him last year. He was our anchor. And Mitch wasn't ready, and he wasn't in shape at the beginning. He had to get back into his groove. And I think we missed Noel real bad. That Derrick Rose was a big loss to us. So sometimes it might not be about because we wasn't good enough or Tibbs didn't do a good job. We missed Derrick Rose to the utmost. You know what I mean?
We don't talk about it enough.
Right. They want to estimate how bad we missed Derrick Rose. And then with Kemba being up and down, that's how bad you miss Derrick Rose. You know what I mean? Because like I said, you asking these young guys to come in here and try to perform at a level where they might not be ready for yet, as far as winning. And I think you put a lot of pressure on them. But I do think that if we right there in the thick of things and Derrick Rose get back, RJ get back maybe next week or whatever, and we got a chance to make up a run, I think the Knicks can go on a 4 or 5 or 6 game winning streak. I think this team is that good. I think the way Fournier playing right now, and Derrick Rose can get back to manage that second unit, I do think they make a run for that play-in. And if, like I said, you get in there on any given night. If Nick bring their defense to the forefront and they defense and they not making turnover and they hit free throws, they just about to beat anybody. We lost a couple of games on that West Coast trip because of free throws. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got to get better with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got to get a higher percentage from the free throw line. And then I think after that, man, I think we could really make it happen. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Even if we lose tonight, I just want to see us get off this West Coast trip because we've been, like I said, 3 games or 4 nights, 2 games at high altitude. You going up against a Joker with no Mitchell Robinson. You know what I mean? You're going up against guys they just had a better team because we didn't have our guys. So, but even if we lose tonight, I think you get to see the young guys to Shy Power perform tonight and get a chance to go in there and learn tonight. They're gonna have some learning. I think Cam Reddish might go in there and have a good game tonight, just due to the fact he's gonna play. And they had a couple of days off. The trading deadline is gone. I think they're gonna see a different Knicks team tonight. I think so.
Yeah, I think like I was saying, like I was talking earlier, that weight off their shoulders, worrying about what if if I'm still gonna be here, if I'm gonna be somewhere else, if I gotta pack my bags and move my family and whatever the case may be. Now they can have a chance to really sit back and relax and focus on team basketball. These last couple of games that we went through, man, we've been playing some good ball, man. We've been running some pace, and if we could continue to do that and get D Rose back in. One big thing about D Rose, you know what the biggest thing about D Rose coming back? It makes IQ a little better because I believe with D Rose being down, IQ suffered a little bit. He didn't have that person to help him to facilitate or move the ball or get to his spot where he needed to be. And for IQ this year, especially after these last couple of games, he's shooting at his all-time low. His stats are real low this year, but I believe the reason some of that could be contributed to it was D Rose not being in the lineup to help him, because with D Rose in the lineup, IQ looked great last year. D Rose not in the lineup this year, IQ's not looking so good.
Yep.
Hey, yeah.
Frank, I wasn't equating the missing free throws on the young by everybody missing free throws. That wasn't about the young guys, Frank. That was about the whole team. The whole team is missing free throws. You know what I mean? That wasn't about the young guys. I just want to put that out there because I think you might have misinterpreted what I was saying. Yeah, our team's got to shoot better from the free throw line, period. You know what I mean? Mitchell Robinson, RJ, you know what I mean? And Fournier, he was missing a couple. I just think that our team free throw percentage overall, 10 free throws in one game. If you can cut that in half, 5 points makes a big difference in the flow of a game sometimes. If Mitch, I get it. I can understand Mitch, a big 7-foot center who, whatever. But, I think RJ, the next maturation of his game is free throw percentage, that mid-range game. He get them 2 things locked down because he leaving 3 points a game off the books when he missing free throws. RJ hit free throw, he'd probably be 21 points a game right now.
Mm-hmm.
So our team overall had to get better shooting free throws. You know what I mean? That's what that's about. And I think we will. I think the smoke cleared, man. I think they'll settle down and get back at it, man. I really believe that, man. Like I said, it didn't go the way we wanted it to go, but it's still going. You know what I mean? And what are we gonna do? We can't bail out on the team. You know what I mean? I'm an 82. I'm a Nick lifer. Like Shaw said, orange and blue run to me deep, man. So I'm gonna stay optimistic that we can win some games, but just keep the young guys out there. I mean, make sure we keep putting them out there And if they stink up the joint, that's right. They got a right to get pulled. I mean, if you ain't playing well, you're just not playing well. Ain't nothing you can do.
That's right. Right.
Ain't nothing you can do. If you get your opportunity, take advantage of it. And if you're not playing well, the coach got a right to pull you out. You cannot leave nobody in there if they're not playing well. Because you can tell by the body language sometimes. Like sometimes I look at Obi, you know, when Obi got good games, even on defense when he's just active. You know what I mean? He's active. He's jumping around on defense as well. But when you see Obi Toppin and he not playing defense, sometimes I see him go block a shot, guys, like ladies and gents, he might get like 6 inches off the ground. But when he dunk a ball, he'd be like 38 inches off the ground. So I'm like, Obi, why you not doing that same jumping on defense? And that's what I'm saying. That's when Tiz pull him. Tiz like, yo, where's your effort on defense? The same way you get an effort when you get ready to catch a lob or something, or you're going through the hole. Because Obi got good offense skills. I think when Tibbs see Obi Toppin not playing no defense, that's when Tibbs say, listen, dude, you can score, but your man's scoring on you too. Right. And I think that's where it comes down to these guys like Quickly lately. Quickly been playing terrible defense. He been getting like 3 fouls in 1 quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tibbs put you out there. Tibbs will put you out there. Your job is to stay out there. Grimes making Tibbs keep him out there. Right. Grimes is the only one I see that he making Tibbs keep him out there. No, you ain't pulling me out, bro. I'm going to get it. And that's the mentality that they all of them got to have. When you get in there and take advantage of it, Shot Powell and Queen, because not you asking Tibbs to leave you in there at the detriment of losing the game.
Right.
You know,
and I want to say, no, I'm sorry. Define. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was saying that real quick. That's why he might run Randall 38 minutes. Because if you don't got it, who else he gonna put in there? You know, and that's why I'm glad. But I want to see now when Cam Reddish come in there, Cam Reddish make it happen. Make Tibbs keep you in that game. And Quickly, you got pulled the other night in the first quarter, and you ain't see but 5 minutes. You know why? You were sneaking up the joint. So they didn't put you back in. And you know, and it's hard to do that to the veterans because them guys making tons of money. You know what I mean? But you know, but I did notice this early in the year. Remember when Fournier was sticking it up? Tibbs would not put him back in the fourth quarter.
Not in that fourth quarter.
Nope. Would not put him back in there. So he's not only doing it to the young guys, because I seen him do that to my man a lot of times this year. I'm like, okay, Fournier, you sticking it up. Tibbs ain't putting you back in the game. I'm rolling with whoever's out there. And I just think that's what we got to do. We just got to make sure, you know, let them treat everybody fairly, but take advantage of your opportunity. Like tonight, we'll see. If Cam Reddish got a lot of burns, he got some minutes coming tonight. Let's see what he do with them. That's all. Right.
And I will say, I will add is that it may not seem fair, but if Tibbs trusts you, you do get a longer leash. You know, so you could say that's fair or not. But also for everybody that wants to see the young players play more, that's what you're getting out of Quickly. What's going on with Quickly is what goes on with young players. They're inconsistent. And people think that when you give them more playing time, you're going to see more. No, when you get them more playing times, you're going to see what you're seeing in Quickly. Up and down, up and down. That's the trajectory of most. I'm not going to see every single one. So if you give Cam Reddish that time, if you give all these, that's what you're going to see, up and down play. You know, and I think the Knicks, their preference is to just give them spot minutes, you know, here and there. Keep them in the rotation. Keep the minutes small, because if you give them more minutes, you're going to get more mistakes. And Tibbs believes, whether you agree with him or not, that he has a better chance with who he's starting right now. I'm not saying I agree with everybody in that starting lineup, but he believes in them.
Yeah. And to y'all point, D Nice, I understand where y'all coming from, but you can book it. Randall might slack on defense, but he's still giving you 20 and 11. He give you 20, 11, and 5. Even though his defense might be suspect for every now and then on the play, Julius Randle giving you 20, 11, and 5. If Obi defense is suspect, he still only give you 4 points. So you got to sacrifice one for the other. You know, he might not pull. He might get Randall is a 20 per game scorer every now and then with a double-double and 6 or 7 assists. Obi Toppin do not come nowhere near that on an average night. Not nowhere near that. When I mean nowhere near it, the numbers don't lie. So that's what I'm saying. Obi is younger. He's not proven. So for him to prove himself, he's gonna have to do way more than he do. Randall was a proven ball player. So proven ball players got a little bit of shorter release because they know that on one night they might not have it on the app, but they get Tibbs and count on them to do a lot of other things. Listen, Obi Toppin. Let's say that Obi Toppin. His defense, his offense is going good, but he get a shot here, get a shot there, but he getting burnt on the defense end. At least Randall give you an opportunity to combat that because he's going to score enough. He's going to pass the ball enough. He's going to rebound enough. But if you say even if Obi have a bad offense game, but he only get you 1 rebound, or he only get you 2 rebounds, or he only get you 1 assist, you can't compare that to no Julius Randle. You know what I mean? You can't do that. You know what I mean? Because Julius Randle is a walking any bad night double machine. So that's why Ted's going to get him a longer lead. Because you know what? I guarantee you, he'll trust Randle in crunch time more than he would Obi Toppin, because he's improving himself more than Obi Toppin. So you can't compare Obi Toppin leash and the veterans leash to a lot of these young guys, because a lot of these guys that we got could do things that some of these young guys just can't do. If they can't. Look at Todd. Put it like this here. Great. Look at Jericho Sims the other night. Decent little couple of games. Look what Todd Gibson did that night. Knocked down a couple of threes. He was defending Jokic the best he can. You can really compare these guys in the same breath as these veterans, because these veterans know how to do things some of these young guys don't know how to do from a mental standpoint, that can still allow them to win the game. If a young guy don't got it, he might cost you the game in a lot of ways, for not knowing intelligent why, because he's young. He don't know the masters of the NBA yet. He still don't know all the nuances of the NBA. He gives you a lesser chance to win than somebody who at least know the NBA and can make it for it in other ways. So I do think that it's kind of hard to compare why Tiz might give Randle a longer leash than Obi. Obi Toppin is not is not Julius Randle by a stretch. Let's get that out there.
No,
by a stretch. You know what I mean? So that's why Tibbs do what he do. You know, you gotta, the older guy can win games in other ways that the other guys is not there yet. Not saying that they won't get there. Obi will get there, but he's not there yet. So who you gonna ask Tibbs even if Randle, let's say Randle's sticking up to join our defense and Obi Toppin sticking up to join our defense, both of them, who are you gonna roll with that night though? You're gonna roll with Julius Randle. Because Julius Randle gonna get you to where Obi Toppin can't get you to right now. I think it's a thing that just the way it is, man. I think he could bench anybody sticking it up. But for the defense thing, Obi got to get better. And if he want to stay on the Knicks and develop and go forward, guys, he definitely got to prove his defense. Because you look at Randle's defense the last couple of games, he even played better on defense. But I still think you can't compare Randle and Obi when it comes to that, because Randle gets you way more than Obi give you. Other than maybe now and then the energy. And Obi, that's his game. But Shy Powell, I do think that it's not fair to say, well, he don't pull Randle on defense. You can't afford to pull Randle off the Knicks.
Yeah. If the one big thing about Randle being here when all these trade speculations was going out is who we will bring back for Randle. Sometimes us as Knicks fans, we have short memories. When Randle was out with COVID, and we had all these young guys out there playing, and Obi was out there playing, and those 3 or 4 games that was out there, they barely broke 100. I think 1 game, 2 games, they didn't even break 90. So to compare Randle to Obi is a little stretch. Now, what Obi does good is, and what he's getting better at, he's starting to pick up the game of the NBA. He's starting to learn how to make the turn and go towards the hole to lay the ball up now, which he wasn't doing last year.
Mm-hmm.
He's starting to shoot a 3-pointer. He's trying to get that into his repertoire right now. But the last couple of games, you've seen some of the what Obi could be, how he takes the ball, he dribbles the ball in front of him, and he drives to the hole. When he spins off the man and gets the and one, when he goes to the basket. And these are some of the things that Obi is starting to learn. He didn't know these moves last year. This year, he's starting to get it. So next year, he'll probably be projected to do even better than he was this year. He's still young. I mean, he's 24, but in the NBA, he's still only a second-year player.
Yeah. Hey, Queen, he's like, what about when Obi is playing well and he still puts him on the bench because he got to bring Randle back in because Randle is playing. I think the only problem with Obi Toppin for me, he got drafted at the wrong place at the wrong time. I just think he got drafted to the wrong team. I think Obi Toppin should have got drafted somewhere like Orlando, where he had enough time to get constant minutes. Even if you messing up every game, it wouldn't matter because they on a rebuild. Obi Toppin got drafted to a team that were fighting for the playoffs. You know what I mean? And the bad part about Obi Toppin, he got drafted behind a guy who literally on any given night could drop 20-something and 11 every night. That's the problem with Obi Toppin. It's not that, he just got drafted to the wrong team to me. I think his position it's just not fitting with Julius Randle here because Julius Randle is our franchise player right now. So he got, when it's time for you to take a breather, Tibbs can't leave Randle on the bench. So I think it's to the fault of Randle's good play and who he is that Obi Toppin had to lose out a little bit. I just think that Obi Toppin got drafted to the wrong team at the wrong time because Randle's here. If Randle wasn't here, it might be different. It might be different.
I mean, what I would add to that is if Randle is not playing well, he's not engaged, he's sulking, whatever, and Obi is playing well, then I'm okay with you extending Obi's minutes because he's Randle is not playing well. Right. But if Randle is playing well, I don't care that Obi came in and in his minutes he's playing well.
That's what he's supposed to do.
I'm not gonna keep Randle off on the bench for that. Does that make sense? Like if he's not playing well and Obi is okay, I'll extend Obi's minutes. But just because Obi is playing well, I'm not keeping you in the game when I got my ace over here who's also playing well. You know what I mean? But if Randle is not playing well, and there's been games when he hasn't been playing well, I'm okay with giving Obi extended minutes because Randle is just out of it.
Hey, D Nice. I normally, me and you, D. I normally do it a lot of stuff you say in the chat, so I'm not competing against nobody in the chat today. I'm just trying to make sure we both understand all the points on that, but that's good. It's good debate. So let me make sure we all understand that it's all good here. I don't think the Knicks were trying to trade Julius Randle. See, I think you hear a lot of that out here. All this trade speculation. You know what we always say? Why the Knicks not telling nobody nothing? Right. You know what I mean? So we always say the Knicks is always never saying that. So then we can't believe a lot of stuff because if it didn't come from the Knicks, then it probably wasn't true because the Knicks don't never tell nobody nothing. So I don't even think they were trying to trade Julius Randle. I think that was more the noise out in the media. If the Knicks I don't think the Knicks were trying to trade Julius Randle. I really don't because the Knicks, the team they all called about it. They called about Julius Randle. And much as here's one thing I'm only upset about Julius Randle. I'm upset about the stuff he put himself in, the mental lapses. But I would not hesitate to say that man game is bad. That man can get it with the best of them. You know what I mean? I might disagree with Randle with his turnovers every now and then, not being a leader, and that's fine. He's not a leader, then you got to get a leader in here. You know what I mean? If he's not a leader, to lead men, so we got to get a guy in here who can lead men with Julius Randle. But you cannot question the man putting up a double-double every night for a whole season. You know what I mean? And last year when this team was coming, Julius Randle put this franchise on his back last year, man. Real talk. I mean, without Julius Randle last year, we was a lottery team. So you got to give him props for some of the things he do good. And I think he scores well. Like the last couple of games, like I said, the man been averaging 30-something. He been playing defense. And it's a lot to deal with in New York, man. It's tough, But I don't think that Julius Randle was a bad player by no means. I just don't think he's a leader. So if we get a guy in here, an A1 who can lead men and let Julius Randle be a part of that with RJ, I'm good with that going forward because he can ball. Julius Randle can ball, man. I ain't mad at his game now. I never was. I just think that we got to give him flowers for what he do good. You might not like him for some of the things he don't like, but you still got to give him his credit for the things that he do well. And Julius Randle can ball. He could ball, man. He didn't get that max. The Knicks didn't get Julius Randle max because he couldn't ball. You know what I mean? That's straight up. That's real talk there. The New York Knicks did not give Julius Randle a 5-year, 4-year extension because he can't ball. Because that the case, they wouldn't have gave it to him. I just think that last year he 24-11. I think the difference this year, guys, ladies and gents, is that when Fournier and Kemba Walker changed the dynamic the way Julius Randle, because he was used to having the ball last year, but now he got to run through them guys. It's a little different, Shop Howard. But I don't think that his game is not good as it ever been. I just think that he had to adjust to a whole different situation. And, but it is what it is, man. I think we'd be fine, man. I'm rolling with that team we got there. I do believe that, you know what, we just got to wait till the end of the season, let it play out. You know what I mean? With no other choice in New York right now, that we got to wait for this thing to play out, Shop Howard. We ain't got no choice. You wait for the end of the season, and then we go into next year, whether you keep Julius Randle or not. That remains to be seen. But this year, we got him. We got him. We got Fournier. We got Burks. We got all them guys. They all here. They ain't going nowhere. So we might as well get used to it and hope they can try to get into the play-in, and then and make noise from there. If not, then we hopefully we go into next year. And if you feel like we need to get rid of Randle, then you get rid of him. But I don't think it's up to us. I think the front office don't see it the way we see it. Most of us, anyway.
Yeah,
Right.
the team is always. I mean, to me, no, even in the hard losses, even in the losses that we lost by under 5 points, even in some of the blowout losses, we always seem to look like we're trying to win. Like these last couple of games that we had, we got out the one thing that we didn't have is someone to help us close the game, and
Right.
that's what we're missing. We're missing someone that can help us close the game, someone that can facilitate for the guys to make it easier to win the game. And that's all we've been missing. And I, like I said, it's not what's on the back of your jersey. This is who I'm messing with right here. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And the Knicks right now, I'm so optimistic. I've been optimistic all year. I was one of the guys out there with this, oh, we're going to get like 52, 51 wins. I was out there just like that now. And now I'm hoping that we could just make it to the play-in and still strive and still try to win. The biggest thing for me is to continue to try to win the games this year so we can make it in there. And once we get even though D Rose is coming back, he may not get a lot of minutes. I mean, messing around with Tibbs, he may get a lot of minutes, but
He's coming
he
back tomorrow?
no. I don't think he's coming. He's probably. I think they
That's the
said the
All-Star
estimated
game.
day is the 25th or something like
Oh,
that.
I see. Okay.
Right. So if he, I wish he was coming back tomorrow. That'd make a big. But if once he comes back, let's see what happens. He may not get major minutes or anything like that, but it will be an uplift to us to help, like I said, IQ and help us try to win some games. Us missing D Rose this year probably out of all the games that he lost, I think we could have still been 4 more games better with D Rose in the lineup without D Rose. And I'm pretty sure we've been through about 15, 20 games without D Rose already.
Mhm. Yeah, Steph. I think that's the problem right there to me.
Yeah.
And somebody hit it real right on the head. We need a real legitimate point guard.
Yep.
You need a legitimate point guard. You want to see Obi pop? You want to
Yeah.
see Grimes and pop? We just
Mm-hmm.
got to get a legitimate point guard in New York. And like when Derrick Rose was there, Obi with this year, Obi would have been. He is coming along. I think if Derrick Rose wouldn't have went down, you would have seen a better version of Obi. It's not
Mm-hmm.
Obi. It's just not about Obi itself. I just think that we don't have a point guard in New York in that second unit. And Quickly was doing it pretty good. Even after 6 or 7 assists late, he was getting better at that. He was shooting pretty bad in the last couple of games, but he was starting to move that ball pretty well, especially the pick and roll with these guys. And I just think once the Knicks get a legitimate point guard, or when Derrick Rose get back, you will see Obi get his thing popping. You will see all these guys get their thing popping. But as of right now, because we don't have a point guard who can do what we need him to do, it's making the whole team look bad. Because Kemba Walker
The
is
whole
suspect.
team looks bad.
The whole team looked bad without a point guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least
you're
one
right.
thing we had with Alpha Payton, you knew what you had in him. And he was consistent with what he did. We had a point guard. He might not have been the best shooter in the world, but every game, Alpha Payton was going to get that ball to somebody, or the Julius Randle, whoever, or Reggie Bullock in that corner. He was going to play a hard-nosed defense. You knew what you was getting with a lot of chemistry. This year, that point guard thing just had gave us no chemistry. Alex Burks is not a true point guard. You ask somebody who used to shooting the ball a lot to pass the ball a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's just not who he is. And then in Kemba Walker, he was bench for almost a whole month. So I think a lot of stuff that had to do how bad the team was. I just think of the situation with that point guard spot. It really got the Knicks of where they at right now. And I do think we'll get better with it. Next year, we're going to bring in that point guard. He's going to be here next year, one way or the other. Knicks going to bring in a bona fide point guard some way to add with these guys. And you never know. I just think you never know, Steph. And I just think we got to be patient with it. I really ain't got no choice.
We do. But I will say, and I know this is water under the bridge, this point guard thing is not new. And that's why I was so disappointed with the front office. I just thought when free agency hit, we had cap space, we had draft capital, we had young players. I thought that was going to be the first thing we signed, a point guard. So I don't know if they feel like Randall's a playmaker and they feel like it's going to be hard to bring a point guard in to play with him. Like when you think about LeBron and Westbrook, and I'm not saying that's who Julius is. It's when you bring in a point guard with those guys, it's hard for them to mesh because they so ball dominant. So I don't know if maybe the Knicks felt that as well. Like Randall handles the ball so well, maybe we don't need a true point guard, but we do because Randall is turnover prone. So I think we do need a true point guard.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we need somebody to manage the ship. We need a quarterback.
Yeah, no doubt. And Randall needs to just
Yep.
Let somebody set you up. We don't need you setting up other people. Obviously, if you double team, you pass out. That's basketball. But other than that, we don't need you setting up other people. We're gonna get somebody to set you up to make your job easier.
Yeah, yep, and that's what I like about RJ. RJ take it all in stride too, but he had to come around. Remember the first half of the season, he had to get to where he back at now. He was in a slump a little bit, and it's just like the inconsistent with the whole team. It's not only the young guys. It's Randall, it's Fournier, it's Kemba Walker.
Yes,
it's all of them. It's not the young guys. I'm just pointing out that because of the experience, that's what Tibbs gonna go with. You know what I mean? But the whole team need to be more consistent.
No
Julius Randle wasn't consistent at one time. Fournier wasn't consistent at one time. RJ wasn't consistent at one time. Kemba Walker had been consistent all year. You know what I mean? And then even the young guy, they wasn't consistent either. So, but even if everybody inconsistent, you're still going to go with your best players. I just think you're going to run with your best players. Even if the whole team is inconsistent, Tibbs going to go with his best players. And I think Julius Randle is better than Obi Toppin. I think RJ Barrett is better than anybody else there. I think Fournier is better than everybody else over there. So even if the whole team is inconsistent, you're still going to roll with your best players. They give you the best.
And even Taj is better than Sims. As much as I like Sims, Taj is better. And you can't have a coach that you're going to judge by wins and losses and tell that coach, play young people, don't worry about winning and losing because you in the 10th seed and don't look like we going anywhere anyway. Because at the end of the season, you're going to judge that coach, the front office, by wins and losses. So of course he's going to try to win every single game.
Yep, absolutely, because he's his job on the line too. He got to look out for what's up. But I think the overall, like I said, disappointing trade deadline day. Disappointing trade deadline. It's been a disappointing season because of all the things that went on with it. But and we just got to hope to rebound. I mean, we can sit up here and throw darts at the Knicks all day long, and still ain't gonna change the fact. You know what I mean? And that's how I try to keep. That's what my approach is. Listen, we could say this cat ain't good. We all could say this ain't good. It don't matter what we think. We just fans. You know what I mean? Voicing our opinions. It's what them cats up there and up in the garden. If you don't like Randall, that's fine, but that don't mean that the Knicks front office don't like him. You know what I mean? And that's what we got to kind of get used to. It that I know we all want the best for the Knicks. That's why we do what we do here. We ain't on this platform to do what we do just because we don't like the Knicks. We all got different ways to get to it, many ways to skin a cat. You know what I mean? And we got different terminology and philosophy to get it done, but we all want the same thing. We want the Knicks to be good.
No doubt about it.
We want our team to be good. And like I said, I try to play neutral with everything, Shop. I just want to be neutral. I think our young guys is important because we got a lot of them. If they wasn't important, they wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? They're important to this team, but it's also how do you would call it? We say a seniority situation sometimes. Sometimes it goes.
You gotta wait your turn. Yeah. Yeah.
Listen. I got a question. I got a quick question. Hypothetically, off season's coming up. We're looking for a point guard. Who do we get? Malcolm or Brunson?
Oh, I mean, the only thing that gives me pause with Brogdon is his injury history. Yeah. I like his size. I like his shooting. I like it. Somebody pointed out that he's in the 50, 40, 90. I mean, listen, that's what's up. I like him. The only issue with him is his injury history. I mean, I would take him if both are healthy. I would take him over Brunson because of his height and because he's more proven than Brunson. But I like Brunson too. I'm not gonna lie.
I do too. I like them both. What about you, Divine?
I would, if I had to say only them two, I would take Brunson, no question, for me, because he's younger.
That's a good point.
And he's coming along in his own. Brogdon's been around, 4, 5, 6 years, whatever. But who Brogdon is. I think Brunson has still got. I still think he got a lot more. Another ceiling. I guess he had a recent ceiling.
Gotcha.
But
that's a good point.
Yeah, I think I don't know how good a Brogdon can get than he is already. But I knew Brunson can get better, and I just think that his energy is amazing, man. And I just like Brunson. Other than the height thing, we all got to live with that. But it's not too. Brunson. I mean, Brogdon ain't that tall neither, actually. So, but them two, Shop out. I would have to go with Brunson, unless somebody out there come out on the market that's that
Oh, I
pop.
don't even want to talk about who might be on the, but those two guys, because I also thought Bronson too. I just wanted to see
Mhm.
where you guys was at with it
Mhm.
because one, he's a little younger, and he's a Knick, man. Let's be realistic. He's really a Knick. He grew up learning from the Knicks. You know, his father, you know, was a Knick. He was there when
Mhm.
Patrick Ewing and these guys was here. He's a Knick at heart, I believe.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
yeah,
they signed Dorian Finney-Smith to that extension. They brought in Dinwiddie.
Hmm.
Is that for do they still like him and they just did that for insurance in case he didn't sign? But they only signed both of them could be signed. They only signed one. So what is that saying about Brunson?
Facts.
yep, yep, yep. That's what I was saying that earlier, Queen. Like, wow, you bring Dinwiddie over there, and you got Luka Doncic pretty much playing a point guard in Dallas. Every night. Well, that's the case, and I apologize for that. I didn't know he was that tall. He don't look that tall to me.
You don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about
He's 6'5", and
6'5".
that's a good
Yeah.
height. He doesn't look that tall to me. I don't know why Brogdon never looked that tall to me, but appreciate you correcting me though on that one. Yeah, I mean, but 6'5" is not a bad look. I mean, but I do like Jalen Brunson and and not only that, it's going to be like a lot of guys, man, going to be on 1 year deals. You know what I mean? Pretty much after
Mhm.
this year, it's a lot of
Mhm.
point guards out there going to be on 1 year deals. If their team not looking good, they might want to deal them in the off season. So you just never know who might pop up out there.
They was
Um,
talking about that Schroeder might get bought out.
yep. Mm-hmm.
If he gets bought out, what I like about him is that his contract is a 1 year contract.
One
So
year
the
contract.
Knicks, you're not making a commitment. You just bringing him in just to see how he meshes with this team, and then you don't even have to sign him.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to sign him.
Yeah. And you know what's bad? And Schroeder, man, that's a shame that he didn't take that money with the Lakers because
I
he
know.
had a great year in OKC, man. He was like six man of the year. He was popping with Chris Paul and them dudes down there, man. He just didn't want him. Whoever his agent was, just didn't do him a service, man. I think did him a disservice, man. You should have took that 4 year, 80 million,
Mm.
or took something and say, you know what, I reevaluate the y'all give me 2 years, 40 million. And then and if I, at least I get that. And 2 years later, if I feel like I pop, then I just re up for the rest of it. So I don't think his agent was too smart about the way they did him. I was like, man, you took in LA with LeBron James, they wanted you. It wasn't like they didn't want you. They offered you 4 years, 80 million, $20 million a year, and you left all that on the table for $5 million. You don't know if you're ever gonna get that money back.
Mm.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was a Nerlens Noel move,
Yeah.
basically. Yep. But I think overall, man, I'm not depressed or anything about this thing. I really believe that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I really do. We just got to just go in there and just no matter if the season don't go the way we want it to go, but I'm happy with what we got here. I'm
Right.
good with what we got here because I know this summer it's going to be. You know what? A lot of people made moves now, and maybe we might be that team that make a lot of moves in the summer. You know what I mean?
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm a think. I don't think I think Tom Thibodeau and Leon Rose know they can't go into the summer or next season with that point guard situation like it is. They got to know that shot powers. You know, there's no way they can say I'm going into the next season with Kemba Walker at the point guard.
Oh my
Mm.
God.
There's no way they could do that.
Nah.
I just don't even see that remotely. That would be insanity. I can say that much. I mean, I ain't dissing Kimba, but he just not for New York. That's what I'm trying to say. He just don't. He don't have what it takes to run the play in the system that Tom Thibodeau on with the defense minded first, this and that. So I don't know. It'll be hard. It's hard to see that thing come. If Kimba Walker's on point guard, but next year for the Knicks, I think Leon rolled them on the hook.
On the
Yeah.
hook. Everybody on the hook.
Everybody on the hook.
Whew.
But yeah, man,
Yeah.
a trading deadline was good. And what do you think about some of the moves, though, man? You could like the Porzingis move was good. I think a move that I liked and I think it worked out well for him. Marvin Bagley going to the Pistons.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that was a good move for him. Get down there, get a fresh start down there with the Cade Cunningham and them guys, man. They didn't even move Jeremy Grant. So now you got Marvin Bagley at the 4 with Jeremy Grant there. And and that he got another contract. His contract will be expiring next year as well. So I think they did good for themselves, man. To get that Marvin back. I wanted Marvin Bagley here. I thought if you're gonna move, I said move Nerlens Noel, get Marvin Bagley at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would like at least do that, and then you could have had Marvin Bagley backing up Mitchell Robinson.
Mhm.
I thought that was one move out when I heard that they tried like, man, why the Knicks didn't go for that Marvin Bagley deal?
Mm-hmm.
Or unless they try something. A lot of other stuff I didn't see it happening. I know, like I said, Harrison Barnes. I think they're going to try to fight for the play-in now with Sabonis there and De'Aaron Fox back. You got Harrison Barnes there. You got Rashad Holmes still there. And they made some good moves there. I think everybody didn't understand the Halliburton move, but with the emergence of Davion Mitchell, I guess they might feel like, you know what, this is who they're going to roll with. It's going to be interesting to see how they go down the line. And they first game together, they smashed somebody that night. So
yeah, they did.
But other than that, man, that was the moves that surprised me. The Montrezl Harrell to Charlotte going to help Charlotte. I know that from at least a veteran and a more physicality standpoint, because them cats give up too many points down there and only gave up Ish Smith and Vernon Carey in that deal. That was a good grade. They gave a B on that when Derrick White to Boston was a good look for Boston. That was a good look for them to get Derrick White. And, you know, who knows if San Antonio keep Josh Richardson? I always liked the Josh Richardson. I thought they should have got him one time. Yep. So that was a good move to get Derrick White down there. Derrick White can get it popping there. He good at what he do. Yeah, Marvin Bagley and Serge Ibaka to Milwaukee. Don't sleep on that one.
What was that one?
In the playoffs.
Oh, Serge Ibaka. Yeah.
Yeah, Serge Ibaka went to the Milwaukee, and because they took D'Antoni, went to Sacramento. So they probably try to extend D'Antoni down there. Everybody got a pretty nice. Torrey Craig back to Phoenix. Jalen Smith. It's another young man I like.
Yeah.
Goodness. Indiana doing their thing. They done got Duarte, Jalen Smith, Halliburton. They're a nice young team down there.
Yeah,
man.
they got a nice little team that they putting together.
Nice team going on down there, man. And you know they're gonna move Mal Turner eventually.
Well, who would play? Yeah, they got Isaiah. They got is he a power forward or a center? The one from Kentucky, the rookie, Isaiah Jackson. Yeah.
I think he could move 4 or 5. I think he's more like a 4 than me, but he probably could do. Yeah, I forgot they had Isaiah Jackson down there. Oh my God, I wanted the Knicks to grab him in the draft. That's it. So I mean, they did well. I mean, but Jalen Smith, though, I liked him when he was in Maryland. I thought he was gonna be special. That was another team. PJ told Bo went to Orlando. That was a salary dump for the Celtics. That was pretty smart by them. Celtics did. They got Daniel Tice back for Schroeder. That was a smart move by them. That he was a fan favorite down there. He hustles on defense. So Boston looks pretty good, man. They did. And with the emergence of the way they playing right now, they look pretty good. Thaddeus Young in Toronto is going to help them a great deal. Yeah, especially with, man.
I like that Toronto team. They real tough. And they just reeled off, I don't know what, 4, 5, 6 games in a row. And don't sleep on that young, just like you said, he's a veteran that can contribute in every category.
Yeah, absolutely. And Aaron Holiday with the Phoenix, they just loaded. They loading up. They're like, I'm going to get it. They trying to get it. Sabonis, obviously, Halliburton, that was a good move overall. Norman Powell to the Clippers was a good move. They went and did another trade today with that pocket thing.
We was looking for Powell too.
Yep. McCollum obviously was a good deal to go in there.
Looking for him too.
Yep. Then who that? Oh yeah, Walker, Hezekiah, Nikhil Walker went out to Utah,
to Portland, and then to Utah.
Yeah, to Utah. Yep. And I know Joe Ingles like, damn it, I've been here 8 years. Y'all just let me go. Yeah, Cavaliers was a good move for them. And a KZ Okpella to Oklahoma City from the Heat. That was early in the year. So I think overall it was a good trading day for a lot of teams, man. They did good. They did well. Like I say, we didn't make no move to New York, but we just gotta, it is what it is. We just gotta keep on moving forward, man. Hope for the best. But like I got the pregame in an hour, the Knicks and Golden State. So I'll be back on in an hour. Take a break in between, man. And but like I said, man, we didn't make no moves, but you know what? We didn't give up nothing either. So I'm glad of that. We didn't make no dumb move no matter what. We didn't get nothing, but we didn't give up nothing stupid. You know what I mean? We didn't make no rational move that just mess up the whole thing. So I think we just got to kind of stay positive with what we got right now and just try to compete and try to get in this playing. And hopefully, like I said, RJ out tonight. But like I said, it's good. Grimes will be starting tonight from what I hear. And I know Cam Reddish going to get some burn tonight. You know what I mean? And I know it's gonna be probably an L anyway, but let's hope that they can go in there and shock. You never know.
I hope that's not true. Kemba Burks, 48, Randall.
I seen that once, Nick. I didn't even want to say it out loud.
Who is it again? The same star 5?
Same starting 5.
Except for
Kimba.
RJ.
Yeah.
So they
That's
put
less
Burks in.
RJ. Yeah, less RJ.
Man,
Kimba.
put it,
And Taj for Robinson.
they should have. See, that's the thing. Now, here's one I disagree with Tibbs tonight. He should have started Cam Reddish tonight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And let Burks come off the, being there with that second unit, give him some experience back there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like when you just, you don't have the experience mixed with the youth. You know what I mean? I just think that you got to mix it up a little bit. But that's our boy though. Ride or die Tibbs.
Yeah, right.
You ride or die
And
Tibbs.
you got to think about Golden State. I know you're going to get into it on the pregame because I was thinking about Sims. Golden State is a smart team. Maybe that's why he started Taj over Sims, but
Yeah, it is. But the good thing about it, Sims get to play though. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
he get to play.
Yeah, he'll play.
He get to play. He might be started, but he get to play.
He got good hands. I know that.
Yeah, he do.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be. See, and that's what I'm excited about. Even though we got injured players, I'm always excited to see the Knicks, man. Even though probably right now the way we playing or the way we construct, we probably lose a lot more games than we win. But I am excited to see that when I see them guys out there playing. I know I'm glad to see Jericho. I'm glad to see these guys take that step, man. This kid with the 58th pick, you know what I mean, in the NBA draft, the 58th, not the 32nd, the 33rd, with the 58th. So I mean, he getting to play now because of my next man up. When and I'm glad that Tibbs throwing him out there, and I hope that he have a good game tonight. But and think about it, them boys gonna be tough to beat when James Bison and all the guys get back. That team gonna be crazy, man. I mean, man, and they're gonna be. They got Clay back when Draymond Green get back. And they out quite a few players tonight. So you just never know how it goes.
And sometimes they sit players. I mean, I'm not asking. I'm not asking them to sit players, but sometimes they do give players rest. So we'll see.
Hey, we need to win. You can sit the whole damn team. We trying to get a W. Yeah, you can sit. You can tell Aisha to cook my man some good food tonight.
Right.
Call out of work tonight.
Something heavy.
Yeah, don't let them cook in the arena. Let them cook at home.
Right.
But yeah, hey, Klay Thompson, I know you just got back. Take a day off. We need a win, but in the worst way.
We need a win.
But it is. You go out there and play who in front of you, man, and we get it. We just leave it all out there, man. Well, your sister, thank you so much for blessing the show today.
Yeah, definitely.
The door is always open, man. Like I said, and everybody in the chat, man, another hour. We do the pregame for leading up to the game night at 10 o'clock, late night game, man. But I don't be in here though. I gotta watch my Knicks, man. I tell you, I try to take the good and bad out of everything. You know what I mean? So hoping I get to see the young boys get it popping tonight, man.
I definitely want to see them play. Don't get me wrong. I do want to see the young guys play, especially when vets are out, when they not playing well. I do want to see the young guys.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, because I love all of them. I'm an Obi dude, always my dude, but all this just like my child. I gotta keep it real.
Yeah, you ain't ready.
You gotta keep it real,
right?
Hey, son, you ain't doing something right today. What's up? You know what I mean? You better handle your business. But yeah, I want to see all these young guys profit, man. That's why I'm disappointed that they not giving McBride that grind, man. I mean, McBride should be playing for the New York Knicks. I don't care how they put it. Tibbs them got to, that's why I said maybe you don't want to buy him and walk out because you probably can wind up trading him with a 1 year expiring next year. But sit him out. I
don't. Burks.
Yeah.
Sit him out, man. Sit him out and let McBride get in there. I thought that game against Houston when McBride would not hit that 15 of 9 assists. I thought he was on the way to just get ready to get it popping. And Tibbs did not play that man again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, come on, Tibbs. So I understand how he is, man. Old stubborn old man. I get it. What can you do though?
Yeah.
Man. Salute everybody, sisters. Thank you for coming in tonight.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, man. Real talk. Like I said, we be here tonight, man.
Drop the link. I may. What do you got a full panel? If you got a full panel, I'll just listen.
Nah, it's just me and Sharp Howard and KJ getting. That's it.
All right, but drop the link, and if I can make it, I'll make it.
Okay, real talk. And Sharp Howard, give me some last words, man, before we get up out of here for another hour.
Devon, salute to you as always. I'll be back in a little bit. I'm about to go get me some grub on. Queen, thank you for coming in today. Always a pleasure talking with you. You know what I mean? Much love over there. Salute to the chat. And let's get it.
Yep. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yo, everybody, man. D Nice, May 4th, Frank Matos, Once a Nick, always a Nick. All you guys, man, let's get it popping. We'll see you tonight if y'all get in here. Willie Cruz, thank you for coming in, my brother. Appreciate you. May the 4th, you already know. D Cool, salute. Let me keep it going. I don't want to leave nobody out here. Y'all know what I mean. D Nice, got Will, Frank Motto, the West Palm man, Robert Woodward, salute to you, Rob. Everybody, man. Sanga Waldron, my man. I hope I'm saying it right. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. But salute to you for coming in. And appreciate you getting in here with us tonight, today, man. My man in the court, Nortoro, my man. Salute to you. Everybody else, let me get you in here. Walter White, salute Walter White. Salute to you coming in today, man. Everybody, we're going to get a pop in 1 more hour. Robert Roberto, salute to you again. I'll be back in another hour, man. I'm going here and switch the segments up, get some refreshments. And if y'all back in here, I'll be back in at 8:30 pregame. Knicks and Golden State Warriors in the kitchen. Steph cooking with the pot, man. So we're going to get a pop and see what he's going to do. And Joey, salute to you. Dermot O'Sullivan, salute to you. Canal, salute to you. Jarvis, my man. Louisiana man, salute to you. All you guys, Queen Chris, salute to you for coming in. Appreciate you. Y'all already know how she get down. Her and the Queen beyond MBK getting it popping. Make sure y'all check them out all the time, each and every day, each and every way when they on.
Chris.
Yeah, Esco, salute to you, Esco. Like I said, Canal, everybody, man. Yeah, we in here, man. Let's go get it. Knicks, man. Trade day disappointment, but ain't the end of the world. We didn't make no moves, but we still good though. And we just got to revamp in the summertime, man, and get back at it. And I think we will. We'll be all right. So till then, peace. Shop power. See you later, Queen. I'll throw you the link. You're welcome to hop on if you want to. I'll be on here getting it popping though.
All right.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Let's go.
Salute everybody for all those who want to get down. See you in about an hour, man. We get it popping again. Y'all see y'all soon, man. Peace.